Shoot, where's my brain going? We're gonna.
Where is your brain going?
Get this thing going. Why don't we, at the count of 3, everybody, say your favorite Italian dish, okay?
Wait, I need to think about it.
Sam!
No, you don't. No, you don't.
You have 3
Okay.
seconds.
Low-key
3, 2, 1.
Crostini.
There you go.
Wow.
Alex
Okay,
is
that
gonna look
was-
at mine and be like, "Really, Yoshiller?"
I didn't say spaghetti.
I could not even hear what you said, so that will literally be me during editing.
I said
In
pastina.
editing.
That being said, welcome everyone to the 16th episode of the Nintendo Roundtable Podcast. Can you hear me rubbing my hands together? It's cold where I am. It's
I do.
really
Beaming.
chilly in my
I
room.
do hear it. It makes me concerned.
If you
It's,
rub your hands together quickly enough, you'll create an electric spark, which is capable of starting a fire. So good luck.
Sorry.
Dear.
There's flammable objects in here. Anyway, for those that may have noticed, right, for this podcast, we took a little bit of a small hiatus in January. The holidays were super busy for me, and to kind of add on to that, I was also out of town for most of last month. But it's now February, the best month, which means, if you haven't seen the news, I posted about this on Twitter a few days ago, but this podcast is making its way over to PAX East. Whee! Let's go!
You got yourself a
Awesome! Yeah,
winner.
baby! PAX is a gaming convention based in Boston, and I'll be hosting a panel there along with a few of the voices you are going to be listening to today. So, anyway, the show goes live next month, March 26th at 2 p.m. Central. Or wait, no, is it Eastern? 2 p.m. Eastern. Disregard that. And if you're headed to the show, I'd love to see your face in the crowd. Come say hi. It's going to be a fun time. Now, of course, it's not only that, but we also got our first Nintendo Direct of the year just this past week. The drought is over. Now, if you've been following the news, you already know that today is going to be a pretty beefy episode. There's tons to talk about. Pikmin 4 got a new trailer. Freaking Ghost Trick is coming back. We also got more news on the next wave of Mario Kart 8 DLC, and of course, the big one, Zelda Tears of the Kingdom got its
Tears
time
of the
in the
Kingdom?
spotlight.
Nice.
Tears of the Tingle. I would have been like,
there's a
no.
Tears of the Tingle. Yeah.
Oh,
Anyway, Zelda obviously got its time in the spotlight with another big time trailer. We got all this and more to cover today, but before we do, I want to introduce some of the lovely people we have on today's cast, starting with you, Nintendaan, Mr. Don.
Hello.
Good to have you, sir. We've got Daniel.
Hello. Thanks for having me.
Yes. Thank you for joining us here, Daniel. It's very, very nice to have you and your sweet, sultry voice. My chat
Oh my
is now so clinged to the idea of how much of a nice recording voice you have.
Oh my gosh, you're too kind, and your chat is too kind. You
Yeah.
have a lovely audience.
You've become known in the community.
Oh my goodness.
Well, isn't Daniel the one that can do an amazing Mario voice too?
No, that's
that's
Brandon.
Brandon.
Oh
That's
man,
Brandon.
I'm sorry to
I'm sorry to
falsely
disappoint you.
attribute.
Really good.
Daniel does a very good
I mean,
Chris Pratt
I'm
impression.
Yeah,
sorry to-
could you try? Maybe you could stand in.
Hello, it's me, Mario.
That
my
was so
God.
good.
I kind of have inherited from Brandon. This is when you listen to someone who does it all the time, you kind of just learn it as you go.
Well, see, there you go. It all worked
That's
out.
so
I
funny.
thought it was.
I know
"It's
that you
me,
guys-
Mario.
I know that you went to go visit him in his at his place recently, and I'm just picturing you guys in the kitchen. And he's making food for all of y'all, and he's like, "Hello,"
Yo, because at that point,
doing it to himself.
At that point, I played the Luigi. I was like, I'm a Luigi, and I do that instead. So I have to conjure him.
Oh, that's so good.
We've got David here as well. David, good to have you, sir.
Hello, it's good to be here. Thanks for having me on the show in the round table. Can't wait for PAX to do this in person.
Yeah.
So I can touch your face.
It is
as I
very
talk.
circular, isn't it? It's very round. One of these days, I need to get an actual table that I can sit at that's round, and we'll figure out a way to physically be all in the same room. Anyway, HMK is here too. Hello.
Hello. Ah, my goodness, I am so ready for everything that's happening with Nintendo right now.
Yeah, ready for Tears of the Tingle?
No! I don't want to see Tingle in a Zelda game ever again.
Oh,
Man.
Wait, I did not know you were a Tingle hater.
fighting words.
That's it.
100% since day one. Man, I'll throw dirt in whoever's eye I need to.
Damn,
No,
that's
Unacceptable.
crazy.
No, it's okay.
I was
Need a
gonna
lot
say-
of dirt, buddy.
He didn't
It's
hurt
okay.
anyone.
We've got it.
Wow.
It's actually Tears of the Tingle fans because they're sad. Because they're sad he's not in the game. There you go.
That's
Oh,
true.
right.
True.
Yes. Yeah,
Good.
true.
Yes.
We don't
Your
know
tears
that
are-
yet, Tris.
Your tears
True.
are delicious.
Maybe he was the one talking during the trailer. We'll get to that. We'll get to that.
No.
Wait, you want
Lex.
to know
No.
you want to know a fun fact about that really quick? Did you know
Oh, what's
that Tingle's voice actor actually voices Ganondorf in Japanese in Twilight Princess?
That's
Good.
disturbing.
Oh,
That's
wow.
disturbing.
Interesting.
Wonderful.
That's disturbing. I
That
could
is
have
a
lived a
fun
long,
fact.
happy life without knowing
I
that.
love a person with range.
Lex, good to have you from
Hello.
the one and only Zelda Universe, your #1 source for Zelda news on the internet. Is that right?
That's right.
There
We're
you
cool.
go.
And I'm going to spend the next 3 months stressed over Tears of the Kingdom.
I feel that.
I'm sure. I'm sure it's already begun, actually.
Kinda.
Sam, the #1 Tingle fan. You cosplayed Tingle at one point, didn't
True.
you?
Yeah, I did, and I'm taking HMK's words to heart.
Good.
I'm gonna just
Oh my
build
gosh.
this hatred up in the back of my mind.
I ain't gonna let her just because we're friends. Yo, Tingle sucks.
No,
Damn.
I love Tingle.
This is one of those.
Yeah.
I
instances-
want
Oh my.
I want Tingle back. I want the Tingle tuner back. He's my guy.
This is one of those instances where I agree with HMK.
Thank you.
HMK, did you
Ouch.
ever play
Oh,
Super
man.
Smash Bros.
Holy
Brawl?
shit.
I'm so glad he never
HMK.
came to Smash either.
HMK, did you ever play Super Smash Bros. Brawl?
Yes.
And you still hate Tingle,
Yes.
even though he had the ability to spawn like 50 golden hammers.
Yes.
You messed up.
No. I
Unacceptable.
was mad that he was a DLC slot in Hyrule Warriors. I'm like, what a waste.
Yeah.
There are no slots in Hyrule Warriors. There just is or isn't.
Wow.
What do you mean waste of a slot? You got the wrong franchise.
Wow.
Sir.
Waste.
I mean, be
Wow.
happy that America didn't get Tingle Road Rupee Land.
I'm
Good.
not happy about that. That's a game we never got.
Yeah, for
that
good
was the
reason.
most. That was the most tingly game ever, and we didn't get it.
I don't like that
It
description.
was
hate
very
that verb.
different.
I don't like the way you
but
said
okay.
that.
You
I
guys
don't like
know
the
there
way
was a
you
Nintendo Direct. Isn't that pretty cool?
Wait,
Tingle
what?
wasn't in it though. We're
And
talking
there
about
was no
things right now,
Tingle.
Alec.
0 out of 10.
What is
ToonTris.
Ahoy. Ahoy. Ahoy.
Ahoy. Ahoy. Have you ever told anyone why you say that?
I say ahoy because I loved Wind Waker growing up. And
Yeah, I was
they,
thinking.
And they say hoy.
Mm.
And then I learned that originally, when the telephone
Yes,
was
say the
invented,
fact.
when the telephone was invented, they wanted you to say
Yes.
ahoy when you pick it up. So
Yes,
that stuck with
it's
me.
so true.
That stuck with me.
That's so true. I got that question right on trivia night.
That's
So
rad as
good.
hell. What?
Oh my
Yeah,
god.
so
Why,
ever since
though?
I don't know, but ever since then I've always loved
Yes,
ahoy. As
I
want to
be a pirate. What
It's
the
a good
hell?
greeting.
Ben Franklin, I think, is who it was. Wanted it to be Ahoy, but Alexander Graham Bell said it should be Ahoy.
Oh,
God
Something
damn
like
it!
that.
Oh
Freaking
my
hate-
god. I'm learning so
Bell.
much, and we haven't even really started yet.
man, Bell's I hate him. I hate this man. Freaking AT&T.
Yoshiller.
I'm
Round us out, man.
Yoshiller, and I like Tingle because the guy who created him was the character artist for F-Zero and Star Fox. And my friend Agent V has a sketch from the man himself of Tingle sitting in her room somewhere.
Oh,
that's valid.
Okay.
okay. Cool.
I
Valid
like
reasoning.
Tingle.
understandable. Have a nice day.
Well, it's
Right,
good
like,
to have you on the
most
podcast,
recent-
Yoshiller.
The most recent balloon fight game was a Tingle game.
Yeah. And when we have
Wait,
have we
wait.
ever
The
got
most
a
recent
blue fight after that?
Hold up. The most recent
Nintendo
balloon game was in Nintendo Land,
But that wasn't a balloon fight
That
game.
wasn't a
That was a
balloon fight
Nintendo
game.
game.
but it was in there.
Okay.
I feel like that point's irrelevant, but okay.
Balloon fight was killed by Tingle.
All right, guys.
I mean, if it wasn't in Nintendo Land, then it was.
Man,
Tingle.
I don't know how you're defending this character after such a piece of work he was in Wind Waker. Oh, I gotta save the world, you guys.
Oh
hey,
my
homie, you really want to
HMK,
help
your
me?
favorite,
You know,
your
do-
favorite character
mind.
has clown shoes. I wouldn't be talking if I were you.
That's fine. But you know what's the difference between Tingle and
Oh,
Sora?
shit.
Like
What's that?
No difference.
Tingle does not hold up the hero trying to save the world for an extra rupee or two.
Yeah, but Sora's best
Damn.
friend is a duck.
I mean,
Sora's best
that's a
friend
win.
is
We call that a
Riku.
win. Call that a win.
Welcome.
Oh, is Riku a duck too? I was
God
referring to
damn.
Donald.
Wow.
Welcome to the Tingle
my
Direct,
God.
everybody.
Yeah, seriously.
that got wild for a second. And I'm like, oh, juice, yes.
Um,
The conclusion is that
Wow.
Tingle
Do
is
I-
not very good.
Is it
Yeah.
me? Do I like the drama? Yes.
I'm sorry to disappoint our listeners, but we won't really be talking about Tingle for the next hour. So
Can we though?
The
Damn.
attention just went to. Oh.
I'm sure HMK is really happy about that, but there are some fans out there that are listening right now that are just so upset. Maybe we need to have a Tingle discussion without HMK.
Oh.
Wow.
Specifically
Wow.
about this character.
No,
actually,
both sides of that argument.
No,
What?
actually, I want HMK there because
Tingle
this is
debate.
already super entertaining. I love
my
this.
God.
I love this for us, and I would like more. Thank you.
Well,
All right, HMK, you come up with a list of insults, and I'll get mine ready.
we'll prepare for this next.
I don't
this
have
For
to make
each
insults.
other?
Look at Tingle.
I'm confused about if we're insulting people like
Is this a
us
personal
now,
attack now?
or
No, it's not a personal attack. I'm just like, yo, look at Tingle's design. Like the whole time when I was a kid looking at his face render in Majora's Mask, I could have sworn he had a mustache. No, it was just some ugly ass mouth squiggle. Like,
Oh, is it? What?
yeah, it's his
Yes,
mouth.
it is.
It's
It's
his
mouth.
mouth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Listen,
I always-
it's uncanny.
Yeah.
He's
Did you
just
just
got
blow
pronounced
Alex's mind?
lips. It's fine. You can have pronounced lips. You're still beautiful. Tingle, we love you.
Pronounced
still
lips and
beautiful.
hobbies. We don't get mad.
I-
at that.
Man.
Wow.
I'm very confused, but okay.
All right, y'all. Well, let's
Anyway.
let's get into it,
Anyway.
shall we? Let's talk about this
Why are we
Nintendo
here again?
Direct. I've got.
Oh.
Okay, so here's what we're doing. I've got a list of some of the bigger takeaways from the presentation this past week. It's a lot, obviously, but I know I will likely miss some things that you guys really enjoyed too. So if I do, we'll save it for the end, and then we can just cover it then.
Okay.
That said, Nintendo chose to start things off with Miyamoto's sweet Summer Child, Pikmin 4.
Oh yeah.
I personally think this game looks great. The visuals are some of the best that I've seen on the Switch yet, especially in its twilight years now, which is so sad to think about. But I also love those new little like ice Pikmin and everything. They're so cute. They're so
I
cute.
think the
So-
bigger
Little
takeaway is Ochi.
snowmen.
Ochi,
Yeah,
that's
the dog.
Ochi's cute
Is that
too.
the dog?
Yeah.
Dog.
Yeah, the little doggy. So, Don, why don't you start us off here? What do you think of Pikmin 4? What are your overall thoughts on that game so
I
far?
freaking love that trailer. Like the calm opening with the music was fantastic. They really took their time with it. The opening was, for that matter, also a bit slow, but then they started introducing new mechanics, like for example, the different way that the camera moves, the ice Pikmin, Ochi, and then the return of the dungeons like structure from Pikmin 2. Like overall, I am just like really pumped about this game.
Going back into the Nintendo back.
Yeah, it looks really, really good. I almost kind of feel like I wanted more, but I know that we'll probably be hearing more about it.
I mean, it's
from
still a
now
while
until
off.
release,
Like it's
so.
5 months off. We'll likely hear more. soon.
Yeah, they got time to let it cook in the oven. You know, whatever people say. Daniel, what did you think, man? You like Pikmin? Are you a Pikmin person?
Oh yeah, this was absolutely charming. It like brought about feelings of seeing it for the first time again with new elements like collecting treasures. You can climb. Like the ice Pikmin look like little snowmen. There's a dog, of course. Like Ochi looks essential for traversal over terrain like water and opening new areas like when it shattered the pots. And just seeing the return of caves from Pikmin 2, I know that was kind of like controversial for some people. Like they want to be out in the open, not in a dingy little cave the whole time. But I enjoyed the challenge that those caves brought about. And
I do too.
speaking of, and apparently you can there's a mode at nighttime now. That's completely different than what we've ever had.
That's huge.
Right.
Yeah, I'm so excited for that.
Yeah.
They had like a whole blood moon effect on
Yeah.
the
Oh,
floor
yeah.
there.
Yeah.
It's such a. It's, yeah. It's game.
Ah, yes,
what
the
is
blood
that
moon.
even?
Like-
The blood moon rises once again.
right.
What being
Exactly.
on the surface at night in Pikmin?
Yeah, well, like what was that? That's
Yeah.
a new mechanic, right? I
Yeah,
don't think that
because
was
canonically in the
present
Pikmin
That's new.
world, anytime you're down there after sunset, you will die straight up.
Yeah,
so
that's
now
it.
we're like on
Yeah.
the surface now.
Now we're on survival
Somehow.
mode.
Yeah.
Survival
like,
mode.
Like looking at it, like I have like 2 infinite foss, like 2 there. I don't see any winged Pikmin, so I think that Ochi is taking over most of the traversing responsibilities. And then
That's probably for the better.
yeah,
Well, the winged
and then-
Pikmin are on the official art.
Yeah,
was
the
just
rock.
about
We
to
didn't
say,
really
are they on
see
the
them
box
though.
art?
Like, I think they will have like a role in one specific level, and that's about it.
Oh, I
which
see.
is fine with me.
No, if they're on the box art, then I think they're going to be a little more impactful than that. No.
They'd
Hard to
probably be
say.
cool for like certain areas and certain parts of the map. I was thinking since we're probably going to be around at night, we might get another type of Pikmin, maybe like Firefly Pikmin or something, like wings
Something
with
like that,
lamps
yeah.
or something.
Oh, wow.
That'd be kind of
Like,
cool.
That
Yeah.
would be.
And then the
Nocturnal
second
Pikmin,
thing
yeah.
is please make bingo mode online.
Oh, I will mess
Oh my
you all
God.
up in bingo battle, bro.
I
Bring it
still
on. I'm
never
waiting.
played that because I don't know anybody like in physically real life that has Pikmin
Hello.
3.
Hi, it is me.
Or it's 2, sorry. I don't know which one it is. I've never played it, okay? That's the main takeaway.
Yeah.
So
Um
good.
Wow.
so yeah, I know. It's a tragedy. Well, I'm sorry, Sam, I didn't have friends growing up, okay?
Only child? Yeah,
Same
same,
here,
same, same.
fam.
I was an only child too, well, like for a while, and then my sister was born. But then she ended up not liking video games, so that was like a whole tragedy in itself, which is like
Mario
totally
Party
not
and
what we're talking
computers,
about.
yeah.
But
Feeling that right now.
I know it was like before the internet. But anyway,
I am looking forward
David,
to bingo.
what were your? Oh, you do? Huh? Big thoughts?
Bingo
Yes.
battle. I will
Yes.
take
Yes!
on
That's
any
your-
of y'all.
Yeah.
Meet
That's
me.
all I want.
yeah.
Meet-
That's what. Once again, bingo mode online, please. Yes.
Fight me.
Yes.
Please.
Like,
if it's not
it-
online, I don't want it.
It's low key one
Sam
of
is
the
ready for
best
blood.
local multiplayer modes Nintendo has ever made, but not that many
Yes.
people play with Pikmin that much, like that well. But if you find
Yeah.
someone
Right.
who's good with Pikmin, it is hype. It is so hype.
Ooh.
Mhm.
I can't wait.
You know, I'm so unfamiliar with this mode. I don't think I've ever even seen it because I was just like, I'm
It's-
never gonna.
There's
have
two ways you
anybody-
can win. Either you're collecting items that are on your bingo card and you're bringing them back to your ship to fill in the spots on your board to
Yeah.
get a bingo, or I think the other thing was you can like take the enemy's flag and capture it. So it's like capture the flag and also a treasure hunt at the same time.
Yes.
And you're also
Yeah.
managing your own Pikmin army at the same time, so it's like multiple things being juggled. It is so good.
I like my favorite part of that mode
That-
is just completely screwing over the other person's Pikmin and stopping them completely in their tracks.
I will bring Pikmin 3 to PAX East. It'll be
Yes.
Oh, there you go.
Oh my God, yes, that would be
Down.
so fun. I can bring mine if we need it, but I don't know if we will.
It's local, so it's only on one console. But
Yep.
Oh, okay. I'll let you do the packing. It's fine.
all right.
HMK, I know you're a Zelda person, but are you a Pikmin person too?
Oh yeah, I love Pikmin. Man, I'm
Yeah?
a huge fan of the RTS genre, and I grew up playing Pikmin 1, 2, and 3, and I loved 3 so much. I got that on Deluxe for the Switch, but I keep forgetting that it's on the Switch because when they're like, "Oh, I'm gonna bring Pikmin to PAX," I'm like, "Oh wait, it's on Switch. That's cool." But one thing, the things that got me super excited for Pikmin 4 is like the new the camera perspective.
Yeah.
Right? Because a lot of people who haven't played the previous Pikmin games, they don't know this, but like Pikmin was always like kind of top down. Like you will not be able to see the sky when you play previous Pikmin games.
Right.
Now that you're able to see like the scenery from that nice low perspective, it's gonna be really, really nice. And of course, you know, the dog. I forgot the name of the
Ochi.
dog already.
Ochi.
Yes,
Ochi.
Ochi. I was about to call it
Ochi.
Poochie from Yoshi.
Close enough.
Close.
They're
It's
similar.
much-
Also a good dog.
Yeah, and I'm also like incredibly excited for the night section, like because this is the first time we'll be able to explore the ground at night, because that's like the whole point. That's why Olimar's Final Smash is like that, right? It's like nighttime.
Right.
End of the
So seeing what it's like, you know, during the night is gonna be really, really interesting, and you know, I'm ready. I'm not looking forward to fighting Queen Bulbax again, but that's it.
Yeah.
That always makes me uncomfortable.
That's you know, I gotta wonder, like, who are these? Are these just entirely new characters that we saw in the
Yes.
in the
The
trailer?
captains, yeah.
Yeah.
I gotta like, I wonder if they know Olimar, if they're related to that.
There's a chance.
There's always a chance, yeah.
I want to see the man back in action. I miss him. Lex.
I have
Pikmin?
nothing really to say here. I never got into Pikmin. I've never been a huge RTX or RTS person because I'm not that smart.
Oh.
Fair enough.
Well, it's Pikmin.
And
You
I'm
can do
bad
it
at.
in Pikmin. Well, it's sad though, so never mind.
Alec, you've seen me play video games. That's that's not a true thing.
Well, I mean,
Um,
you could play Hyrule Warriors. It's can't be that
Hyrule
much harder than
Warriors is
that.
not a strategy game. It is a button mash game.
It's pretty different.
There's decision making. Well, no. Like Hyrule Warriors, the one for the Wii U, there was some missions in there where you had to do multiple things in one like mission, for lack of a better word. And there was a lot of juggling there that I felt like was too much for my brain at some parts of the day because I was just like, wow, I just want to hack and slash. I don't want to strategize.
Yeah.
What is this?
I'm not that smart, and also just like I didn't get into Pikmin growing up because I didn't really have like a GameCube or anything to really play Pikmin on growing up. So I didn't really have that kind of introduction to it. And I don't know if it would be something I'd want to go into now as an adult.
That's fair.
So I don't really have a lot of opinions on this, unfortunately.
Fair enough.
Did you just say you didn't have a GameCube?
I bought a GameCube like 2020.
No.
Holy
Wow.
moly!
Holy shit.
Wow,
Like
so
I had
you-
played like
You
Let me
went
be
for
clear. Let me be clear. Hold on. I had a Wii. I had the
Yeah,
Wii.
GameCube.
I didn't have the physical GameCube, but I had the Wii, so technically I could play GameCube games.
Yeah.
But that wasn't what I was playing when I was playing the Wii for the most part. And then
Yeah.
didn't get a physical GameCube system until I was like 25 in 2020.
My condolences because
I see.
1,000-Year Door is too much money to be trying to get now. But that was
No,
just
that's
a banger.
Well, I have 1,000-Year Door. That's the thing.
Okay,
I've
it's
got
okay.
1,000-Year Door.
It's okay.
early.
We're all good. We're all good.
Like, I've got some of the bigger games on the GameCube, either because I was at a game store, the right place, right time, and it got traded in that day, or
Nice.
I happened to have it from when, like, I could play it on the Wii.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Wii. Okay.
So, but yeah, I don't have any
Well,
opinions on Pikmin.
I know Sam does.
I do love Pikmin, yeah. I've been playing Pikmin since the GameCube. I would say it's not like my top tier of Nintendo franchises, but I think it's top tier for strategy games in general. So I'm pretty excited. And I think the trailer was really good. I don't really have anything to add besides what everyone else said. I just think it looks really good, and we saw more in the direct than I thought they were going to show us this early on. So I'm happy.
That's true.
That's true. I definitely
Tris,
think.
Yoshiller?
Yeah, I definitely think we saw more of it than I was expecting to see. Like I figured we would see gameplay this time, since last time, we got like the fact that it exists. That's basically
Yeah.
it. So yeah, I definitely thought we'd see gameplay, but yeah, I'm with you. We saw more than I expected, and I'm completely with HMK as well with how the camera perspective, that changes so much for Pikmin. And it's exciting. Like, I'm really looking forward to seeing what kind of levels they actually build out this time, because you can actually look at them from more than just a top-down perspective now.
Yeah.
Yeah, it seems like it adds a bigger sense of scale to like how big you are truly in this world that you're navigating, which is kind of cool. And it's also a good point that you never really did see the skybox of the other games. It's not really something that you think about. That was a good call out earlier. Yoshiller, you have any thoughts on Pikmin?
Yeah, man. I friggin' love Pikmin. Pikmin's friggin' awesome. I'll tell you what. If you are a Pikmin fanatic, you would know that we are going back underground. That purple and white Pikmin are going to play a role again. And that's pretty interesting, considering that Pikmin 2's main mechanic was going underground. And then Pikmin 3 did away with that. And the big thing about going underground was that you no longer had a time limit, and that the floors, for the most part, were randomized. So, in that regard, it really provided this interesting change of pace and this interesting change of challenge. So the fact that they'd want to re-explore that is intriguing to me. And on top of all that, it's interesting that they would even toy with a concept of being able to explore the surfaces of a planet at nighttime, because that in and of itself changes the entire dynamic of the game too. So what I'm wondering is if they're going to do away with the day time limit system and instead just have like the amount of time you can be on a planet might be delegated to how many resources you have on your ship, but you don't have like a hard off if it's nighttime or something like that.
That would be really interesting,
Yeah.
but I'm leaning towards it being a separate game mode.
It might be. And the other thing is, I felt like Pikmin 4 was going to be a lock in this presentation. The main thing that surprised me was the fact that they started with it. That they trusted the Pikmin brand enough to use that as their cold open this time around.
I mean, we
That
knew
to
what
me
was
is
going to be the
asking for it.
end. That's the thing. We knew what they were going to end with. So, like,
Well-
it couldn't have been anywhere else except, like, either in the middle or at the top.
I
Yeah.
think there was a
Well, yeah, I thought it was going to be in the middle.
I thought there was a chance that they could have started with Zelda.
Yeah, me too. Me too.
I thought there was a
too.
92% chance they were going to start with Metroid Prime 4, but I
So,
guess we got the
I
8%
honestly-
instead.
I honestly thought like if Zelda were to open it, then they would end with something like either as big as Metro Prime 4. or
Right.
something.
Yeah.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah, the only way you could lead with something as big as Zelda is if you are confident in whatever you're going to close it with or anything in the middle is going to carry. Because otherwise, if you're starting at the beginning, I'm sorry, everything else in the middle, no one's going to give a shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Going back.
Well, I think
Yeah.
I mean, obviously, we're looking at it in hindsight, but I think the possibility was there because it would have depended, kind of what HMK just said. Like, if there was a surprise that they felt probably like a Metroid Prime 4 trailer or something like that they felt was strong enough to be the one more thing at the end, there's a
Yeah.
chance they would have bookmarked it with Zelda, but there wasn't. I mean, there were surprises, but nothing like.
I mean, there
Metroid
were
Prime 4.
very few things currently in their calendar that would have eclipsed Zelda anyway.
Right.
Yeah.
Going back really
guess
quickly to
that's true.
what Yoshiller mentioned about how the gameplay is probably gonna change a lot because of the nighttime stuff. One thing that was really a big part of the gameplay loop for Pikmin 3 was we had the multitasking thing with the 3 captains at the same time. So it was almost like a game that was built to be speed ran if you really cared about that type of thing. To like, how fast can you get like to the end of the game in like the least amount of days? But now, since it seems like they're probably going to focus it more, they probably had to rework this whole game, like mechanics, since they had to get it on the Switch, which is probably why it took so long. But if you're only playing with like one captain at a time, and they've removed like a lot of that multitasking stuff, I'm really wondering how that's going to work out now, since it's probably going to be more like maybe during the day. There's no time limit, but probably like the areas are a lot more open and there's a lot more areas to explore. So then it's like that's why they brought it down behind the shoulder, since they want to be more like involved in the areas than we were before.
Sure. Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, moving right along here, we also got a new look at Kirby's Return to Dreamland Deluxe.
Good game.
Yes.
This is a game that I feel like we all kind of anticipated to hear more about, considering it launches just later this month. A day before my birthday, actually, February 24th. Fun fact.
Ooh.
Happy birthday, Alex!
It's a day after my birthday, so
Yeah, we
Birthday,
got those like
NintendoFanGirl.
same week birthdays. It's
Yeah.
very
I mean, it's
Um,
only 4 months after my birthday.
Oh, that's
cool.
close.
Okay. Oh, imagine that. It was
Wow.
that's only 1 year after my last birthday. Isn't that crazy?
Crazy.
In the grand scheme of things, that's not that long.
I
True.
know.
Wild.
Anyway, this is going to be a common theme for me going through today's announcement specifically, but I've actually never played the original Return to Dreamland, and as a result, I don't know. I don't feel like I have that much of a horse in this race, other than I love Kirby, he's cute, and the game looks fun. Now, has anybody here actually played the original game? I'm
100%
gonna
the
assume.
original.
Yeah.
I think I
Well,
played
Alec.
it once.
I did a walkthrough of the game over on my channel. That
Ooh.
was the same
Okay,
people
dude.
for my new Super Mario Brothers Wii.
Wow.
Hey, wow. We're saving the promo for later, Yoshiller. Come on, man.
Damn, that's crazy.
have all those-
Yes, I have
though.
played the game. Alex.
You have all those rollover minutes from past episodes, and you're using them as you please, huh?
Damn.
Rollover minutes. What is this? A singular wireless commercial from 06? Dear God.
Anyway, I'll throw this to anybody that wants to chime in here. I feel like it's a small mention, but if you want to talk about Kirby, feel free to go for it, because I clearly have not really too much to say here.
I definitely
I
think
always want to talk about Kirby.
I definitely think that this is one of Nintendo's titles where they tack deluxe onto the end and it's actually earned it.
Yes.
Mhm.
Like the amount of new
Yeah.
content that's here, you have 10 mini games, like the sub games, the whole side of it is actually like really fleshed out.
Really good.
And then you
pick,
have the
yeah.
whole new epilogue centered around really loved Kirby character getting their whole story now. And when you compare that to other games that Nintendo has added deluxe to the title, like New Super Mario Bros. U Deluxe, which actually took away things, it's kind of night and day. But it's I think this was probably the best Kirby game for them to choose after Forgotten Land. Because if a lot of people got into the Kirby games with Forgotten Land, they're gonna sit there and be like, oh, like I want to try other Kirby games. I want to see what else the series is about. Return to Dreamland's probably one of the best picks they could have done for the next game afterwards. It's a fantastic multiplayer experience that doesn't shove it down your throat like Star Allies did, and it has.
I heard about that.
It has some really great levels. It has fun
Soundtrack
abilities.
is a banger.
And yeah, the soundtrack's great too. And Return to Dreamland was also one where it came out really late on the Wii. There was probably people that missed out on it because of that. So it's just a good pick.
I want to touch on that afterward. Oh, I guess I can go now. When they first announced Return to Dreamland Deluxe, I thought it was cool because I love Kirby, but I couldn't help but think to myself, like, why this game and why now? And the more I kind of sat around and thought about it, the more I started to find some of the logic behind it. Because prior to Return to Dreamland coming out, maybe you guys recall, there was a time when Kirby was not doing very well. Its direction was kind of aimless. And they better found their footing once Superstar Ultra came out. And it was ever since Superstar Ultra that they kind of got into this groove of creating a new titular Kirby game where there would be like an extra mode, and the extra mode would reference previous Kirby games and all sorts of fun stuff. And while Superstar Ultra is the one where Kirby better found its footing, I would say Return to Dreamland, which released not too long after it, is the one that kind of better perfected what we now know as the Kirby formula.
Yeah.
And these days, there are many elements from Return to Dreamland that show up in modern day Kirby games, like Triple Deluxe and Planet Rebelbot are very clearly modeled after Return to Dreamland. You just take the co-op element away from it. And the character of Magalore has shown up a lot. He's playable in Kirby Fighters 2. You go to Japan, you see merchandise of Kirby, DDD, Meta Knight, Waddle Dee, and Magalore. Like, he's the honorary player 5 now, if you will. And so when I start thinking about it from that way, Return to Dreamland Deluxe starts to make a little more sense. And so when I saw the Magalore prequel prologue story, that's what solidified, like, that's why they're doing this. They're really trying to hone in on Magalore specifically. Like, yes, it's cool that we're getting this game. Yes, it was a fantastic co-op game on the Wii that came out super late because they were trying different things with Kirby. Like, Kirby's Epic Yarn wasn't even supposed to be Kirby. Whatever. Yeah. This is a cool return to form because this is the type of game I thought we were going to get on the Switch, and we did get Star Allies, and I thought that was fine. And then we got the big 3D Kirby game, which was awesome. But this is what I was thinking we were going to get. I think them remaking it is them trying to go the same route as Superstar Ultra, where they kind of find their footing again, and then the next 3-4 Kirby games will kind of take notes from this one.
I see what you
That's
mean.
what I'm thinking.
It's not just remaking it; it's just also the whole epilogue, which the press release mentioned has over like 20 different stages, which looks pretty meaty.
It's big.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Plus, then all the sub games they added from the previous games. I think this is just a good package to have at this point in the life cycle.
Well, all right. I feel like I'm learning so much today. I said that already, but man, I know practically nothing about this game, so it sounds like it's something worth picking
fun.
up.
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
Because I like
It's
Would
more
recommend
fun
if you haven't
play
played it
with
before.
co-op. As a single player game, it is fine. Like, you will enjoy yourself. Co-op is what makes it like one of the top Kirby contenders.
Personally,
Okay.
I
Yeah,
played
that's
the whole
where I
thing
struggle.
single player, and I
Interesting.
didn't feel like it added anything with the multiplayer personally.
Oh, because I was going to say, that's where I struggle because there's two things that I struggle with. One is I'm god awful at 2D platformers. I just am. And I've been playing them for 30 years and I haven't gotten better. But so I
enough.
struggle when I have to play them alone, but also I struggle with co-op because it's really hard to find people to play with at the same times that I play and things like that.
That's fair.
But I mean, so like I'm excited for this. I think it looks good, but I also worry if I can't find people to play with, it's gonna be a nightmare for me. So
I mostly played this game originally solo, and I was mostly alright, but yes.
Don't worry, Sam. We'll just play it at PAX. It's fine.
There you go.
all good.
Another smaller thing, depending on how you look at it, keeping in the spirits of things that we expected to see. Wave 4 of Mario Kart 8 Deluxe's DLC was shown off, though
Yeah?
Yeah.
But Yoshiller
very
shot
minimally,
so good.
I will say.
Yeah.
We only got one new course to look at, and that's actually entirely new, which is cool. It's very Yoshi's Island themed, which I love. I also think
it's called
Literally
yeah,
Yoshi's
somebody
Island.
said Yoshi's Island. That's right. That's right. It's where Yoshiller was born.
Probably, yeah.
But I also think it's really
I can
nice
see it.
that I think we're getting some really just entirely new courses rather than just retro ones. That's kind of what I was hoping that they would do from the beginning of this whole rollout. Though, of course, the bigger reveal during the sneak peek was the addition of Birdo. Right now, I know Birdo has her fans and her haters, respectfully, but I think her inclusion is actually made even more surprising because it actually seems to have opened up the door of possibilities for other characters to be introduced in the next few waves as well.
Yes.
All right.
So
The press release even says so. The press release even says that future waves will have more returning characters.
well, yeah,
Now,
there
Tris,
you go.
I have a question for you. because you play Mario Kart Tour, correct? There's a stage that's like based on the Piranha Plant, right?
Yes.
Not Piranha Plant Slide from 3DS. There's like a new
Yes.
one, and they brought back PD Piranha, right?
PD Piranha was brought back a while ago, but yes, this brand new course, Piranha Plant Cove, literally has statues of PD Piranha all over the place.
As it
Okay.
should.
So the working theory is that going forward, as they bring back certain courses or introduce new ones, that they're going to have characters that tie in with
Yeah.
it. And since there's not really another Yoshi character for Yoshi's Island, they just threw Birdo in there. So people are thinking PD Piranha and whatever that Mario Kart Tour plant stage. What do you think,
Oh
Tris?
yeah, I definitely think PD Piranha's coming, and I'm very happy
Think
about
PD's
that.
coming back?
I really hope so.
All right. That's all I had to ask. Thank you.
That actually ties in really well because I had a question for everybody here. So it's like that was the first question is what do you think of the new course? And secondly, Tris, if
Yeah.
it were up to you, who would you want to add as a new character in the next, couple waves?
Oh man,
If it were up to you.
that's a lot of pressure. I mean,
I
I'm obviously
know.
PD Piranha from the conversation we just had, but I
Yeah.
think I really want to see a mix of other returning characters like Birdo, like characters that have been in other Mario Kart games that missed out on Mario Kart 8, so like Diddy Kong, Funky Kong, but then like
Funky
characters
Kong.
that finally got introduced to Mario Kart in Tour, like Pauline, please. That would be great.
That would be pretty sick.
I would be down.
That would be
What
pretty
about my
sick.
man King Bob-omb?
Yeah, King Bomb. No, it would be so good. It would be so good actually getting some of these characters in.
Guys, you
Yeah.
don't understand. The new character they're gonna introduce is gonna be Emerald Luigi.
Oh no!
Oh, don't
And
say
God.
that.
Jesus.
Don't say that.
That's too
Realistically,
real.
Be Emerald Luigi.
At least give us
The
Gooigi.
character, the character I want them to bring back, like well, I'm half joking when I say it, but I would want it is Rob the Robot. I actually think. Like,
Yeah,
if they're
give us
gonna
Rob
do this-
then.
No,
If
no.
they're gonna do
no.
if they're gonna
No.
do this is like the most
Honorary.
optimal time.
No.
Why not? Wait, no.
I
HMK,
mean, why are
not?
HMK and Yoshiller going at it today?
Why not
Oh,
HMK? What you got against my man
want
Robert?
This glorified piece of plastic in my video games
Hey,
anymore.
HMK, if it wasn't for that glorified piece of plastic, you wouldn't even have a Nintendo system, probably.
Man, Rob the Robot.
That was just like
Okay,
such a
who would
cool
you
thing.
put,
You play
HMK?
Mario Kart DS,
Huh?
you're like,
Sora.
look at me
Oh
go.
my God.
I beat 150cc, and you know what happens? You unlock mirror mode. And then
Hold
after
up.
you beat mirror mode, you get Rob the Robot. Like, that's just cool.
Hold up,
It'd be
Yoshiller.
cool
Let
if
him
they
let him
brought back.
cook. Let him cook. Who would you bring? Who would you bring?
Oh, like returning or new?
Like either, if it was up to you.
Sora.
Return both. Answer both.
No. I honestly got like Bowser Jr. and Link's already in the game. So I mean,
So you don't want anybody. You just don't want anyone else to have anyone. That's all
no,
it is.
I didn't say I don't want any new characters. It's just that I'm good. I am not for want. You know what I mean? So like,
Tingle.
I was
I
good
got
with
Bowser
characters,
Jr.
but-
and I got Link. So I mean, that's
Anything
I-
further is
look,
a happy surprise.
I got Black
Exactly,
Yoshi.
yeah.
Okay. There you
All
go.
I'm saying is if they were like, you know who we got? We got Rob the Robot. Why the heck not?
Oh, you know what? Just to piss off like Square Enix and Nintendo fans, put Gino in the game. He couldn't make it
Oh my
put Gino in
God.
Mario Kart.
My God.
That would be awesome, actually.
And
Damn.
then come
make
to
a
Smash, but
Super
he can
Mario
come to Mario
RPG
Kart.
course. A Super Mario RPG course. There.
Force
Oh,
maze.
I
And then-
love
and then-
that.
And then Mallow's in the background and like waving hi to Mario, knowing he'll never be in another
If
game.
they really
so
wanted to
evil,
mess
I
up,
love it.
if they really wanted to mess up Mario Kart fans, they added the taiko drum from the arcade games into the game.
Oh, that'd be actually really cool. And put Pac-Man in
That's
there.
how you get
Put
Pac-Man
in
in
a
there.
Grand Prix stage.
Yeah, and Pac-Man.
Actually, Pac-Man would make a lot of sense. I'm thinking about it. Yeah.
That'd be fun.
Well,
That'd be
Making a lot of sense in my Mario Kart game. Nonsense.
fun. That's true.
Well, what would be in your Mario Kart game, Lex? Who would be?
Cloud.
you were ready.
Because he's
Cloud or
hot?
Sephiroth.
You were ready.
Is it
I
because they're
was
hot?
like, so it's like, here's the thing. I could have done another Mario character, and I pulled up what's on tour, and it's like, okay, cool, and a lot of good ones to say. So I'm like, you know what? Let's go Chaos. Let's go completely left field. Cloud
Yeah.
or Sora. Fuck it.
Or
Man,
Sora.
y'all really trying to phase Kingdom Carts into existence?
Hey,
Kingdom Carts.
Look, if Disney's not gonna make it and they're not gonna remake Walt Disney World Quest Magical Racing Tour, this is my next
that's a
best
pull.
thing.
Oh
Let me
my
have
Jesus.
this.
They aren't
Already
if-
exists.
Yeah, wait.
And it's called Disney Speedstorm.
Exactly.
And it's coming
Don't they
to
have their
every major
own-
platform.
Yeah, aren't
But
they
it's
making their own
not-
kart racer right now?
It's
Yeah.
not going through the Walt Disney World attractions.
I mean, if they
It's
wanted to go full
inferior.
chaos, they just add
Don't
everybody
at
from
me.
Dr. Mario World.
Oh no.
Oh,
yeah,
Dr. Goomba stack!
The Dr. Goomba stack?
Oh my
no.
God, that's a goated pick.
Oh, there you go.
You know what?
Again.
You know what? I'm down for that. I'm down for that.
Oh yes, give me
Dr.
Dr.
Goomba
Goomba stack.
Imagine going for a checkup and that thing comes out from the door. I'm like, oh, it looks like I'm dying.
Damn, bro, I'm dead.
Damn, that's crazy.
God.
Wow.
Daniel, who would you put in your Mario Kart game?
Oh god, Nintendo keeps throwing me for a loop with these waves. Like we got tracks that are from Tor, we got item customization, completely new tracks, new characters. We're only halfway done with this pass as well. So like, who are they gonna add? Well, for an actual like Mario adjacent character would be they should add EGAD. Where's EGAD?
Oh,
Yeah, please,
yes.
actually.
Wow.
They give us
Yeah.
Luigi's
That's
Mansion
a good
again.
point.
Yeah.
That is a good one. Yeah, EGAD.
That's what I said when I was watching it. That'd be so cool.
Yeah, that was,
Add some Luigi's Mansion courses
Yeah,
too.
dude.
and
see-
if like
Yes.
Yeah.
and if we want to.
Yeah, there's no Luigi's
Yeah.
Mansion course in this one so far. What the heck?
There's
I
a
guess
battle
we're waiting
course.
for that
Yeah.
reveal. They're gonna come together. That's what they're gonna do.
There's the Luigi's Mansion battle course. The only Luigi's Mansion course they could bring back is the one from Mario Kart DS, which they might because that was in Mario Kart 7 and by proxy it was in Mario Kart Tour. But then it'd be confusing to have DS Luigi's Mansion and GameCube Luigi's Mansion in the same game. But I suppose there's nothing stopping them from doing that because they've had multiple Mario circuits in the same game as well. So what
Do
I
you
know?
just read the terms and conditions for medicine? Like, what the heck is that?
Yo, I was just about to say like, yo, Luigi's Mansion 4, and that was it.
If we're gonna
like-
talk about battle,
That's a good point.
if we're gonna talk about battle stadiums,
So,
can they bring back the Funky Stadium?
Oh.
Funky
Funky
Yeah.
Stadium.
Bringing
Okay,
back
but
battle
also-
tracks would be
Champ
great.
Roulette were hype.
Okay, but also here's the thing. I also do want track-wise. Rainbow Road Nintendo DS was S tier.
Ooh.
So good.
Yeah.
Yes.
That was
Hmm.
pretty good.
And I've already gotten the best track in because Waluigi Pinball's already in.
Yes,
So give me
that's
the
pretty
next
good.
best one, which is Rainbow Road Nintendo DS.
It's a weird way to say Wario Coliseum, Lex.
Right. I was I'm like, wait, where's Wario Coliseum?
Bruh.
It's also a weird way
Damn.
to say Rainbow Road GameCube, but sure.
Both. Why don't
That
we
was
just
a
have
good
an
one.
Oops
That was
All
a good
Rainbow Road Cup?
Please?
Why can't I
Oh,
have that?
Please.
I actually, speaking of Rainbow Road, I was talking to some other people, and I was saying, what if we get a tie-in Mario Kart track, like Mario movie track, and it's the Rainbow Road from the Mario movie, and that's the
Yeah,
last
I
track.
was-
Because we have
I
we
was
need to get a
I
thinking-
don't
Rainbow
know
Road.
how
Mario
much
and Luigi
integration-
movie style.
Mhm.
I don't know how much integration they're going to be doing with Universal on that to plan that. 'Cause I don't know how much they've planned in advance for the pack. They could have,
Yeah.
considering they announced it after the movie
If
cast
they
had been
planned
announced. So
Sora
they could.
so
I
far
don't know if
ahead
they
of
would do
time,
that.
where he was number 13 in Smash Ultimate, they got a Mario Kart Rainbow Road track from the Mario movie in this pack.
You
They be
know-
planning decades ahead of time for this stuff. They got it.
Okay, that's fair.
The only thing that's in
Damn.
the way for me for that is that going from the movie posters and stuff, apparently Rainbow Road is gonna like stretch out for a.
It's gonna be a sprint then.
while.
It's gonna be one of those.
Like-
Long
Yeah, it could be
ones.
like one of those things
Gonna
like
be Desert Bus.
part 1, part 2, part 3. Yeah.
Yeah, it would have to be
Desert
like Rainbow Road 64,
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
which
Sam,
I'm okay
would,
with. Let's be clear.
Mm.
Would would your pick for inclusions for future waves be a realistic Unreal Engine 5 rendered of Mario and
Unreal
Luigi
Engine
from the
5?
Mario movie?
No, it most certainly would not.
I'd rather not.
My pick,
The other-
honestly, my pick would be to expand the Zelda options. Like, give me Princess
Yes.
Zelda.
Say Tingle, say Tingle, say
I
Tingle.
Or Tingle. Or I'm
also
still.
like a track.
I
A Breath
really
of the Wild
want
track.
Sexy Ganondorf in
Sexy
Tears of the Kingdom.
Okay,
So if we can
okay,
get Sexy
okay,
Ganondorf
yep,
and
yep,
also
yep,
as
yep,
the driver, yes, please.
Also, can I get
Mm.
the Tears of the Kingdom skin outfit for Link, please?
Yeah.
Yeah, well,
Hello?
I think
The
they might do
other-
that. I think they might do
the
that.
the
That'd be
other thing
great.
is I love the Hyrule Castle track, but if there could be like a cool outdoor, literally like Breath of the Wild or Tears of the Kingdom style track, that'd be really neat.
Ooh.
Yeah.
I
Just
think
a
it should. I
one-lap
think we
track.
should get one.
That would be
And
Yeah,
then
like a
Because-
big one, yeah.
Then on the third lap, the
nothing-
blood moon happens. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
nothing against Hyrule Field, but it's very Skyward Sword, which is fine. But Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom have such a really cool aesthetic that I think would be really kind of fun.
Yeah, I think there's a lot that they could do. Like, I know it's not Zelda Kart, but I also think like we just
We
have
got
the
12
little
more
stuff.
tracks,
We
so
could do
we'll
a little
see.
more.
Yeah, on the topic of getting
Oh.
other Nintendo
Yeah.
properties, I was gonna also say they should have. I think they should have Samus in there. So they could have Samus in her
Ooh.
Samus in her
Oh,
Samus in her
yeah.
Varia suit in a cart, and her in her Zero suit while on a bike. The same way they
Yeah, I
have
like
like the
that.
princesses having
That's a
in their
good idea.
tracksuits.
Yeah,
That would be neat.
that's a good one too.
I like that.
And
Like
then
all the
what would,
alternate colors.
if we did a map with that? Would it be more like related to Prime or Dread or?
Hmm.
You're escaping the planet before it blows
You're
up.
escaping-
Yo,
I like
yo.
that.
It'd be like
Oh,
Rumble
that's
Volcano, but
it.
Metroid. Yeah.
That'd be cool.
I like that.
Very cool.
And it's a 1 through 3 like Big Blue is layout wise.
Yeah.
Oh, I like that a lot. Damn.
I just want
Print it.
more-
Wow, we
I
just crafted
want-
the
I
best
just
Wow.
Mario Kart game.
I just want Woohoo Loop in my Mario Kart. games, please.
Honestly, though,
The
yeah.
Makabuhu,
That's
so
a good one.
Yeah. Well, speaking of Metroid, who the heck was expecting
You're
not
welcome.
only a reveal of the game's trailer, OG games remaster, but a shadow drop that very same
Oh
day?
my
None of us.
God.
I
None of us.
did.
No.
I
Absolutely
freaking
none of us.
called it.
Nah,
That was
actually,
amazing.
it was in the back of my mind because Nintendo's been doing this more and more, where they have these games in their pocket and then they just reveal them and drop them. Like, so, like that. It was surprising, but I mean, like, oh, this is kind of on brand for Nintendo. to do
Here's the
lately,
thing, though.
so.
Here's the thing, though. Metroid, because of how they started marketing Dread super early in that cycle of,
Yep.
we had a lot of time for that. We know that Metroid Prime 4 is being worked on. There were rumors of Metroid Prime trilogies coming out for like 4 or 5 years straight.
Yeah.
And I assumed at that point that it was just rumors, whatever, blah, blah, blah. So Prime 1 getting announced was super exciting. And then they're like, yeah, it's digital right now. And I went, huh? What? Because for Metroid being one of their larger franchises because of the success of Dread, a shadow drop like this was very uncharacteristic to me, but it's super exciting because now they've made one of the best GameCube games accessible on the Nintendo Switch in a way that works super duper well. The control changes for the little I've played, awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So you're enjoying it. This is the long, just the short of it.
As of right now, yeah.
Yeah, this game was like
As of right
done. It was ready to be out just like
totally.
years ago.
Yeah.
But, yeah. Despite the rumors that have been going around during that time, it still blew me away. It's wild because when I think back to what Metroid Prime looked like as a kid, it looks like the remastered version in my mind. But when you compare it to the GameCube version, like the difference is insane. Like the lighting, the textures, the environmental design, like everything was redone. Like I don't know what kind of black magic Retro Studios did to summon this, but it's a really an awesome look out to what we might expect for Metroid Prime 4. Like both Metroid Prime on GameCube and Switch are the best looking games on their respective consoles. Like I was comparing and contrasting a whole bunch of things. Like the lava in Magmore Caverns and in the plasma beam, when you're using the plasma beam, it looks like burnt marinara on the GameCube when I look back on it.
Burnt marinara.
Yeah, that's what it is. But it looks so good in the remaster.
Spaghetti.
Right? Like the wave beam in your arm cannon, the way it glows, it looks insane. There's not a single asset that wasn't left alone here. And the accessibility is fantastic as well. Like Retro Studios is the only group of developers.
It's
who,
actually the most accessible video game that Nintendo's made in the last 5 years.
yeah, there's like 4 different control options, and you can tweak all this, like the sensitivity. If they have gyro, there's color blind accessibility options, which I did not expect, but that's awesome that it's there too.
Yeah.
God, like
There's
that's
still a
neat.
lot of way to go in terms of accessibility, but Prime Remastered is a step in the right direction, and I wonder if that's because Retro is an American studio. Accessibility is very much a big part of like American studios these days, which I think is a trend that everyone should be adopting.
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't see those kind of options. You don't even see like sound options in most first-party Nintendo games, which is it's
Yeah.
it's so.
So, and I feel like they're learning a little bit because they added a little bit more of that accessibility in Dread after the fact.
Oh, that's right.
It'll be interesting to see what we get with Tears of the Kingdom because it's going to be a huge game. A lot of eyes are going to be on it. There is opportunities to make it a little bit more accessible, but we'll see where that goes.
Time will tell.
It's amazing
Man.
that we got Metroid Prime remastered, but also it's gonna be great to play Prime 4 in 3 years because we all know they're gonna drip feed us 2 and 3
They're
over
gonna
the next
string
3
this
years.
out.
boy.
Yep,
Yeah.
yep, absolutely.
If this
It's like,
means we get 2 and 3 beforehand, that's fine.
I'm
but
sure we
I will
will.
say this.
What about
Yo,
Other M?
That
Other M?
The way you said that.
I would
Oh, dude, I
love
want
it
to play Other M
if they
I have
did-
Other M.
in HD quality like this. That'd be amazing.
Ugh, barf.
Damn.
If they made Metroid Prime 2 Echoes like with the same treatment, please, I'm telling you, Nintendo.
And then we have online multiplayer. Yeah.
Please. Oh man,
Yeah.
It was okay.
Yeah.
Smoke you all.
But if they make it better,
know what?
though.
Other M sucked.
I mean, all I'm saying,
We're
I mean,
not disagreeing.
a game doesn't.
Yeah.
Man,
HMK, a game doesn't
HMK is here to
suck.
brawl with everyone.
A game doesn't suck if I can buy 20 copies
Listen,
for $5 at my
H-
local Five Below. Okay. All right.
Hey! Also, HMK's hands are rated E for everyone. I'm just saying.
Apparently. Oh my
Metroid
god.
Prime is also $40. That's how you do a remaster. It's
That's
Actually, yeah,
also
that's
a good
surprisingly generous. Surprisingly generous. Yeah.
It's very generous for what it is, and because we're gonna have that conversation later with Tears of the Kingdom, more than likely.
Ooh.
Mhm.
It's a very interesting thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's very interesting. I don't know. For me personally, Metroid is one of those franchises that I played a few games from, but the ones that I have are certainly not the most popular. Because I'm talking Metroid Prime Hunters
Hey, that's
back
a good
on the
one.
original
That's a good one.
DS. I'm talking Federation Force. Then I did play a good chunk of Dread and then a little bit of Corruption way back when. So
What about Prime
that being
Pinball?
said,
I get on those
I have
2D
not.
Metroids.
I
So
have
you
not
never-
played Metroid Prime Pinball.
Oh man, you didn't hear me scream at all, did you? I
No.
screamed and Discord didn't even pick it. Well, you're gonna see that in the audio file later.
What were you screaming about? What was the context? I'm not.
I was like, yeah, Federation Force.
Woo, I love Blast Ball.
I was
Um,
wondering if someone was lining up.
Ball.
Hey, hear me out.
What a
Metroid
way
Prime
to
Blast Ball
open a
2.
game.
That's right. I mean, honestly, like that's kind of where I'm coming from, though. So that being said, I'm very excited to see this remaster finally see the light of day. It sounds like it's been in the in the back rooms for a while, and to finally have a good, cheaper way to play the original game. Brings me
Definitely.
joy.
So excited
And
that Metroid
I
is
hope
getting
we see
more
the whole
out.
trilogy at some point.
It would be
That'd
nice.
Really nice.
It would be nice.
It's just nice to get Metroid anything these days.
It really
Yeah.
is.
I know, seriously.
Mm,
Except for Other M,
but it's
because
yeah. It's just crazy.
Cause see, so after Metroid, oh god, so
Say it.
as far
Do
as
it.
what may be my most disappointing reveal of the
Oh, this
direct.
ought to be good.
Oh boy.
This is a personal opinion. The Game Boy Color and Game Boy
Cancel.
Advance games coming to
Oh,
Switch.
Cancel.
That's true.
Really?
That's the whole point.
No.
Game Boy
I
Advance
don't
games
mean
on
that I'm.
Switch, baby!
I don't. No, sorry. I'm trying to explain my point. So I don't mean that I'm upset that the games are here. I love them, and I think the titles that we got on launch are great and fantastic, especially in the Game Boy Advance's case. They're all great.
But
You can end the sentence
but-
there, Alec, and live to tell the tale. It'll be
But-
great.
Um,
Oh, you messed up.
what I mean is that I was hoping for GameCube, man.
Hey, it's
You
okay.
hope
You'll get
too
that the
high.
same.
Hey,
fair.
you're getting
No,
like
no, no,
all these
I'm-
remakes.
Guys, I'm telling
Yeah,
you.
we are getting remakes.
My chats have been asking me this, like, hey, how do you feel about GameCube NSO? GameCube NSO? I'm like, guys, I'm never gonna do that because GameCube games have enough fidelity for them to just mask up and make look nice and sell it back to you
Also-
individually.
also,
Why would they do that?
Yeah,
That's
so
where
we're
I'm
seeing
at.
that with Prime.
Here's my feeling on it. You want to make an NSO app? No way you can fit GameCube games all
Yeah.
on one NSO app.
Yeah, they're way too big.
Yeah, that's
They're
true.
way too
Yeah.
big.
That's the
Yeah,
other
that's
thing.
fair. Yeah.
Well, here's
no,
what I want to.
I think it's Prime is a very good example of that. Metroid Prime is a GameCube game that they redid and brought up. We've already gotten other GameCube games remade to other platforms. Twilight Princess HD and Wind Waker HDs are good examples of that. They were both games from the Wii/GameCube era that were remade for the Wii U, which means they could easily just be ported to Switch and all that stuff.
Where
At this
are they?
point, any GameCube games will probably just get ports until it becomes easy to easily put them on an emulator thing that and make them small enough for it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's fair.
Man,
Realistically,
that was
it makes
true.
more sense.
Yes.
Game Boy Advance and Game Boy is cool because now you can play the multiplayer features of those games, which
It's true.
I get the feeling that outside of
Amazing
Pokemon,
Mirror.
most people didn't really experience those. So the fact that you can do that, let
Amazing
alone
Mirror.
online,
Oh,
Mm-hmm.
gonna be
I
so
that's what
also,
I'm saying.
I think it opened the door for, knock on wood, but for Pokemon Day in a couple weeks.
I do think
Oh,
so.
yeah.
definitely
I kinda
happening.
overall-
That's why all we got
I-
announced was the
yeah.
trading card game and nothing else.
Yeah,
Hey,
Pokemon
whoa,
Home
whoa!
connectivity
Trading
and
card
everything.
game though slaps though.
I'm
I
really
heard-
excited
I'm not
about
saying it's
that.
bad. I made a whole video on those. I want us to get the second game out. That's the one that we're
I've
really
heard
missing
so
out
many
on.
people
That's true.
say
Oh, yeah.
Pokemon
That's true.
TCG
I think-
is good.
yeah.
I need to experience.
It's a great game.
When is Pokemon Day this time around? When is it this year?
Oh,
That's
how could you
27.
forget Pokemon's anniversary?
It's
I'm-
always on the
I
27th.
just can't believe
Always
it.
on
It's a Monday.
It's always-
Yeah, it's a Monday this year.
Monday.
Yeah, it's a
Okay.
Monday.
Yeah, I could see because honestly, I'm not surprised. I don't expect anything from the Pokemon like announcements in the Nintendo Directs because they don't need to because they could just do a Pokemon in a Direct and do all of it there.
Absolutely.
So you're not spending 20 minutes on just Pokemon in a Direct. They
Yeah.
can do their own thing.
It just
Yeah.
depends
they're
on
big enough where they
before.
can.
if they have something
Hasn't
like
stopped them before.
small. They do. They use Directs, Nintendo Directs, as like if it's E3 or something like that, or if it's a reminder, or like just kind of extrapolating on something they've already announced.
Yeah,
or if
reminders
it's
are fine.
too
Yeah.
small for its own thing. But in this case, we're waiting for probably Scarlet and Violet DLC, Pokemon Home stuff, connectivity with that, and now we've got probably the Game Boy and GBA games. So
Yeah.
they're
Which
gonna
also
hold on to that.
raises the question: if they do like the GBA games and the Game Boy games going to the NSO, could you tie that into Pokemon Home?
Hopefully.
Yes.
Probably.
Oh yeah, I think they
Yeah,
will. I think that's what they're
That's part
doing.
of the point. Also, with Pokemon Stadium, when that comes out on N64 and so
Yep.
Did they say
Because-
that? It was gonna
okay.
be
because
part of
if
I
it?
don't know
believe
about
that.
the
if you try to
N64
connect
NSO thing
games-
because I don't know if they've ever.
Yeah, like if you try
Go
to
ahead.
connect games with software, like every title ID has a code, and basically NSO would be one code, which makes it very easy to tie into Pokemon Home.
Well, what I was going to bring up
Interesting.
was Pokemon Stadium sadly is probably not going to have Game Boy compatibility. And the
Nope.
reason I bring that up is because when they released Mario Tennis on NSO, which also has Game Boy compatibility, the button you click to do the Game Boy compatibility is completely removed from the game.
Huh.
So that leads me to believe that
It-
unless they were going to go back and retroactively update things, that you won't have the transfer pack compatibility. It will just be the game.
Yeah.
That said, Pokemon Home compatibility I don't think is out of the question.
Yes.
The thing that I think is going to happen, Pokemon is going to come to Game Boy Online. I have no doubt that it's going to happen one day. There is a fear that I have that it's not going to be announced in this Pokemon Presents.
Gonna take a long
That-
time.
Yeah, that it's just going to like we're going to have a Nintendo Direct like a year from now, and it's going to randomly be announced there. Like, oh, by the way, Pokemon's
Yeah, it
coming to
could
Game
be.
Boy Online.
I could see that.
Yeah. It may not be something we see this month, but it definitely seems like something they will eventually do. I mean, they did eventually release Gen 1 and Gen 2 onto 3DS back in the day.
That's
so-
what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Like,
We'll
it's going to
eventually see that.
happen. Yeah.
Maybe
What
the
I
Wii
could
U,
also
right?
It might
see
not be
in a
immediate.
different world is that they do release a Pokemon game on NSO, but release them in waves like they did on 3DS.
Yeah.
I personally
Yeah.
am not like a huge Pokemon guy, but I know Pokemon Company can be petty because they know how much people will pay money to get
That's
Pokemon
true.
things. And
And
I
don't
have
leave
a
them out.
fear that they will release these games on the Switch. However, they will be individual purchases that will be their own apps on the eShop.
Yes.
And they'll be like, you can get
Yes.
blue or red, but you got to give us
You
$10.
can get it right now.
And then
Oh.
I
It's like,
theorized
oh!
something similar.
I could
So
see
what,
that.
what I theorized was that they were going to do that, and those versions will have all the compatibility that we knew with wireless integrated instead of wired. But they might do still the Game Boy releases of the games, but you can't. You basically get locked to single player, and what I mean by that is the way Game Boy and Game Boy Advance Online works now. Technically, when you play online, you're playing off of one person's save game, one person's cartridge 4 times. You're not using your own save, as I understand it.
yeah. that's
So
what was
I
thinking.
theorize that they might do that, or they might make special coding for Pokemon. But before we got Game Boy Online, I hypothesized that Pokemon games would be released separately. But where that starts to become a problem is when you get to like Fire Red, Leaf Green, and you're like, do you get the little wireless trade feature thing? Do you guys remember that
Oh, I
thing? Or
see.
the
Yeah, the
e-reader?
transmitter.
The
yeah.
e-reader cards for Emerald and stuff
Well,
like that.
the
Like, there
e-reader
starts to
stuff
get
for-
some problems.
Well, the e-reader stuff for Mario Brothers Advance is all getting included
Just
into
in
that.
there.
So I could imagine
Yeah.
it's just going to be something that's integrated into the version of the game that comes out.
No. I understand that Mario 3 has it. Like, I get that. But that I just use that, like, as an example. There's certain features that won't work anymore. That's my point.
Which is
Oh,
why
I
they
see.
included them, which is why maybe they would integrate that into like the version of Pokemon that they end up putting out.
Yeah, it'll probably just
is
be
what I'm
in the
trying to
game,
say.
kind of like how you can now do the Celebi event in Crystal version. Like you can just do it now while it's in the game. You don't have to like do any other special step to have that be something you have access to.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I was wondering.
If anything,
Okay.
I'm just really excited about how close we are to finally getting to the point where these games are going to be, because Nintendo has the worst, like, they're the worst at when these games are dealing with, what's the word, game preservation.
Yeah.
Like, if we're
Yeah.
getting to the point where these games are now starting to get put on the Switch, where you can access them, like, you can just get Super Mario Sunshine on 3D All Stars, you can just play it that way instead of buying it for like $80 physical, right? So if we're gonna soon get all of these older Pokemon games on the Switch, then that, what I'm hoping for, is gonna disrupt the retro game market. So then it's like all these games are gonna lower in price, and I can finally get all my old games back. Like if we get Paper Mario remade, Thousand Year Door, and like imagine that in like the Origami King engine.
that would be
That'd be
sick.
crazy.
Uh-huh.
So
That'd be
we're
sick.
almost there. Almost there.
Right.
Yeah.
But I do think with Game Boy, with Pokemon Dead at the moment, we'll see something. I don't think we'll see anything right away, but I do think we'll see something because, like, Let's Go is already on the system, so there's nothing really stopping them from putting Red and Blue on NSO. But I think with the rest, they might wait a little while longer.
Well,
Mm.
Play Superstar Saga. That's what we're saying. Guys. Play
Yes.
Superstar Saga.
Yes.
yeah, exactly. That's like the best thing out of that whole thing.
I need to note too, it was so funny for me because I've been playing through. I started playing through the Mario and Luigi games for the 20th anniversary of this year, and the like earlier, not this week of the direct, but the week before, I just finished Superstar Saga streams, and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna get ready to do Partners in Time, and now a week after I finished
Really?
Superstar Saga, here's another way you could play Superstar Saga. I'm like, well, I'm not streaming it again.
just
I'm
how it works.
absolutely playing it again. Absolutely am I playing it again because I love that game so much. But it made me feel really happy to see the Game Boy games and Game Boy Advance games get added when they were, because when you compare it to when the N64 games were announced with the whole expansion pack, that did not drop right away. That dropped like a month or two later. They announced it in advance and the whole expansion pack system or expansion pass, whatever it's called, and you'll have to get it later. This was available right away, and that was just really exciting. Getting to go back and look at Superstar Saga and the Minish Cap, 2 games I loved growing up and love revisiting. Now I could do that also on my Switch. It's a really great feeling.
Oh
I
my
am
God.
wondering
We're gonna
how
get-
fast they're gonna be.
Then we're gonna get Golden Sun. We're gonna get Fire Emblem.
Yes.
Original. Well, original. I say original, but the 7th game, the
We're
one that we
getting
got for the
multiple Zelda games.
Yes, getting the
The
Oracle
Oracle.
Which, like,
games.
Finally.
The
Which
Oracle
is
games.
this is not the first time the Oracle games have come out, but it's great that it's happening.
Mm-hmm.
Like, we're eating good tonight.
Yeah.
We're eating good this year.
We really are. We really are.
And it's only February.
It's true.
Ah!
I do like how they waited with the Game Boy and Game Boy Advance stuff almost until the 3 days eShop is going to close.
No, that was actually smart.
Yeah, it was. It
Because
really
they're
was.
like, hey,
No.
we're like, hey, we know that this is gonna be coming down pretty soon. So what if we bring things over now, so we can
you dirty
make sure it
dogs.
gets going? I mean, look, it worked.
Yes, it did.
Yeah.
If anything, I'm just wondering how fast they're gonna roll out these games, because if you go back on like SNES or NES online libraries, there's like a lot of games in there, and there's just about as many games, if not more, on Game Boy Color and Game Boy Advance. So I'm wondering if they're gonna be just dropping games pretty consistently, or like one game a month, or what.
They've already said there's no set schedule for them.
Oh,
I
oh,
see.
Yeah.
can't wait to play Amazing.
Because they're
Mirror
gonna
on
drop so
Thanksgiving.
many on Pokemon Day.
Oh my god,
They're gonna drop a whole
imagine.
year's worth of Pokemon games on Pokemon Day, right?
It's
guys?
kind of similar to the Sega Genesis situation, where just out of nowhere they drop a few games on it.
Yeah,
Like
that makes
Golden
sense.
Sun
I
in
can see
July.
And the most painful part of that all is at some point Japan is probably going to get Mother 3.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you think I read somewhere, I don't know if this is true, of why we didn't get Mother 3 so much too, is that Mother wasn't really doing any very well in North America and like in the West at that point. And I'm wondering if maybe because everyone keeps yelling about it, that maybe now this would actually happen.
I think
I doubt it, but I
It's hard to call at this point.
the
Yeah.
chances have never been higher, but that's not necessarily saying a lot for it, I would say.
it's low. The chance
What
is
if-
low, but not zero. However, if it does happen, it will entirely implode the internet.
Yes.
What if they release Mother 3, but it's still just called Mother 3 and it's still in Japanese, but it's on the American
They're just like, you
service,
can
like they did
figure
with-
it out.
Like they did with Pan on a
They
Pond.
could actually do that,
They
which would
could.
be really
Just
funny.
tell
They
them
could
that
If
do
they
that.
were
Japanese
petty
version.
and not cowards, they should do that.
Wow.
And then go, what are you talking about? This is what you wanted, right?
Also, HMK really
You
quick.
hating Mother fans.
Game Boy
What?
Advance, Chain of Memories, is that coming?
Oh man, I would
man.
love for the superior version of Chain of Memories to be honest. So, like,
I mean, I don't like the version that we have, so I'll try the other one.
Yeah, Chain of Memories. Like I love both, but Chain of Memories on the Game Boy was just.
That was
so
the first Kingdom
Chain of
Hearts game I ever
Memories-
played, 'cause I didn't have a PlayStation.
Uh,
That was
same
the
that
here.
was
thing.
what that was a game I rage quit out of.
Oh, wow.
Oh.
I was
Chain of
somehow.
Memories.
Yep.
Oh,
That
I
was
don't blame you.
interesting.
Cool.
All right. Well, we've come to that point in the show, I think.
Halftime?
That
My favorite part.
Rihanna.
My favorite part.
We
Oh,
got
Xenoblade Chronicles 3 DLC.
Yes!
go!
Yes!
No,
Yeah.
Oh
So,
my god.
I'm going to preface this by saying my favorite part of every Nintendo Direct is when they do that thing, you know, that one more thing.
Ah.
And I especially love it when it's Zelda related, because every trailer we've gotten from Tears of the Kingdom so far has been so good, even if they leave me with even more questions than answers. Now, I know there's a lot of us with things to say here, so I'll go ahead and leave the talking to you guys for a bit, as I'm genuinely curious. Tris, lead us off here, since you are, you know, the analysis person in here.
Well,
You know,
one of.
you've
One
done
of.
a few analyses. You've done a few. What are your thoughts on Tears of the Kingdom, and do you think this is the last big trailer we get before launch in May?
Oh, this is absolutely not the last big trailer. Let me just say that. I don't know if they'll go as far as
100%.
I don't know if they'll go as far as doing a whole dedicated direct to the game, but there's definitely going to be at least one more that'll be a blowout, almost akin to the January 2017 Switch presentation trailer for Breath of the Wild.
Oh, I hope so.
I think we're
Literally
gonna-
the best trailer.
Yeah. No, we're still going to get something to that caliber. I'd say maybe like late March, early April, somewhere around that. Something to kick off the main marketing campaign of regularly getting updates on this game. So soon, because it's as of the
I
day
think
we're recording
in
this,
it now.
exactly 3 months away.
Oh shit!
Ooh.
But to the comment on the Astro trailer though, I have loved what I've seen here, and this is the first trailer that we got where watching this through, I was finally able to sit back and say, okay, I see what we're getting now. I'm getting an idea finally of what we're actually about to get with this new Zelda game. It's not what everybody's worrying of it's Breath of the Wild 1.5 or it's just DLC for Breath of the Wild. We're finally getting a good look at what's new, what's different, what they're changing, and what they've spent so long with, and I'm very excited about it. I'm also excited for when I finish my analysis content, so I can finally go look at everyone else's, like HMK's and others here, because I've seen everyone else covering it. I'm like, I really want to go look at it, but I need to wait till after I finish my own.
That's always the part. It's just like,
Yeah.
I really want to see everyone else's like analysis, and then I'm like, but I'm watching this trailer like
Can't taint
50,
it.
100 times. I'm like, ugh.
What more could there be?
Oh, trust me.
Much more.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Every time
Which-
there's a new analysis video made by a different Zelda content creator, there's always at least one or two things.
Yep.
It's like, whoa, I didn't pick that one up.
Yep.
Whoa, I didn't pick that one up. Whoa, like it's just a domino effect.
What was the moment that happened to you like that in this last trailer? Where you didn't feel like you thought of it?
It was like I realized this after I put my analysis up, right? And I'm
Okay.
like, man, that would have been really, really good. Where the segment where Link is about to get like, I don't know, like when he's on that platform where all those guardian arms come out of.
Yeah,
there's
Yeah.
one of the arms in front of him had this like coil looking thing, and I thought it was like a metal coil or a battery or anything like that. But when I kept looking at the trailer after I put my analysis up, there was a wire coming down from that coil thing where the arm came out of.
Oh.
So I'm like, this is probably where we'll be able to dive into the underground, and they're just trying to jack Link with a wire. So it's like, oh, if you need to come back up, tug on the wire. That's probably what's going on
See,
there.
to give you insight to the script I just finished writing before we started recording this, my interpretation of that is that's like a key item being given to him, because we saw in the earlier trailer there's like a cable between several Sky Islands, and I was like, what if Link can set those up as a way to
like a
Maybe.
permanent
So
hook
he
shot.
can go
Yes,
so
yes.
he can go up,
Like a
the,
permanent
up
hook
to
shot.
those higher
That's good
areas.
too.
like, and we
I can
know
see that.
now he can use shield surfing to grind on rails like Sonic for some reason.
Ooh,
but like, what
interesting.
if you can do that, so you can put it between two different places, and it becomes like not quite quick travel, but better than just gliding than climbing. Like that was my interpretation of
Oh,
that.
that'd be really
That's
cool
interesting,
too. I like both
Interesting.
too.
Either's
Wow.
fine. I'll take it.
Like, but that's the point though. Like, there's so many ways to interpret everything we're seeing, because they're still being really cryptic about it. But it's
Yeah.
so
Yep.
cool. It's so cool.
And another thing that I realized, it didn't hit me until yesterday, and I'm pretty sure someone else's analysis covered this. But remember in the last shot of the trailer where you see like a piece of Sky Island like that's green
Yeah.
that's just falling to the ground. So I'm like, it didn't hit me at first, and I'm like, oh, is that like a treasure that you can find that like every time you go around like these things fall and you can say, oh, what fell? Let me see what it is. Kind of like how in Xenoblade Chronicles 3. But then it didn't hit me until like, hey, if you find one of these things that fall, that's literally one of the reverse points you can use in order to get back up to see where it fell from.
Yes.
And they're like, oh,
Yes. Yeah.
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 So good. So good.
man.
Okay. Sam?
This game is going to be so good. Oh
Yes,
my
it
god.
really is. It really is.
I don't know what to add. I like spent, even when I did my live reaction, I spent an hour, no, maybe not that long, but I spent a long time just slow mowing through the entire trailer and looking at everything. This is my like high level take of what I'm excited for so far is I feel like Tears of the Kingdom is going to be the darker side of Breath of the Wild.
Oh, totally.
And
I am
Also
ready
ready
for
for
it.
that.
so excited for all of those
Darker.
elements. I'm a
Death,
Everyone's
despair.
dead in Breath of the Wild. How much darker can it get?
oh, it gets
You see them
it
die.
could get so
Yo,
much
yo,
darker.
yo.
I
We were-
want it.
Because
Yo, Nintendo Fangirl and I were talking about this on Friday about how dark it could get.
I want to cry. I want to hear
Yes.
the stories of the people from Hyrule Kingdom who are dead. like I want
Right.
to
Yeah.
find out like the lives that they led before they died and like everything they left behind and all of their regrets. I want to feel. I'm ready.
Wow, that's
Well, if
crazy.
they're
I
gonna
just
do
want to see
that, I
Sidon die on
unironically
screen.
think-
That's crazy.
I unironically think then that the tales of the four guardians of Hyrule could be really sad and could be good reflections of their characters, and I think that that's something they tried to touch on in Age of Calamity.
Yeah.
kind of
well,
like,
like,
steered around
I
it.
think there was a lot of touching parts in Age of Calamity. And I think like they did an okay job of extrapolating on the 4 champions stories and making you feel for them. But I also think that there's a lot to the rest of the kingdom that was purposefully ignored for the sake of simplifying the story.
Totally.
And I think that's what the title is alluding to. It's Tears of the Kingdom, and I think it's about how much Hyrule has suffered and the life force behind the entire kingdom. So
Well, I'll give you credit then, because if I see Zelda cry or if I see Mifa cry, it's like I think we saw those already. But if I see like my big man Daruk cry,
Daruk.
come on man, you're gonna make me cry.
Man, that's not
Wow.
cool.
that'll be what does it.
Legend of Zelda nuts and bolts is gonna be great. That whole like thing
Yeah.
with building, like what is that? Is that gonna be
Yeah,
like?
I was questioning that. I was like, what?
Because
And
it
then he
looks
was on a
like they
drone.
took.
Yeah,
It looks like they took the things that speedrunners do, and they were like, "We can just make that a gameplay mechanic."
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
That's totally.
That's what it is.
So, is that something that you think that the game is gonna have you like craft yourself?
Yes.
Or-
Probably.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yep.
Yes.
It
Yeah.
could be like you
100%.
can
Really?
find things,
Yeah.
and
100%.
then it looks like everything's connected by like some type of like goop. Like if you
Yeah,
look at
like
like the
putty.
tires and everything, like that car he was
It's
driving, it looked
vomit.
like the wheels
The
were attached
tears.
to a box.
You
and
go
it was just in
find
the
a
box.
ghost that's crying and you collect their tears and you use it to power
That'd be
your,
metal,
your
actually.
car.
That'd be really
Oh
crazy.
my
I was
God.
hoping that instead
Jesus.
of finding horses in the wild, you just see these giant wooden machines frolicking, and you have to go and lasso one.
But it'd be cool though. I could
And then
see,
you gotta go register it at a stable.
I could
just
see-
like in Breath of the Wild.
I could
On
see
the
it
idea
being,
of the goop,
Yeah.
no, I was just gonna say on the idea of the goop and the glue. I think you have to like find like deposits of that glue, like in the shot where Link is running from a Hinox. That thing around his neck, that's like, oh, that's glue that you can like. Okay, I have this much glue, I can build something this big.
Yeah.
Then people
You know,
can make
it
blueprints,
probably is a material. I agree. What I could also foresee them doing is there's shops or something where you can buy them pre-made.
Oh,
They
yeah.
wear
Sure,
off
yeah.
after a certain
I
time
could
or
see
something.
that. Listen, as long as whatever the goop or the putty is, as long as Link doesn't shoot it out of his hand, that's all I ask. Please don't. that would feel
It's
so
gonna-
weird. Please don't do that.
Spider Link?
He's
You don't
not
want Spider Link?
Spider-Man.
No, I know, but like
As far as-
with his glowing hand being the source of all the powers now, I really hope it's not tied to that. Like, I hope it's a material or something. I don't want it to be like.
You're
shooting
just
out
like,
of
for the
his
love
hand.
of
That's-
God, let it
it's
not
like,
be
please,
natural,
it's
please.
so uncomfortable.
It becomes like Link Guiji, where he can like
Oh,
use the
no.
gloop to form
no.
a goo link. I don't know what you'd call it.
Goo Link.
I hate it.
All right. Well, I have a couple of questions about this recent trailer. The first
I
one
also
is
haven't gone through, by the
I
way.
what.
I'm waiting.
So at the very end, right, whenever they're falling into the hole and it's all slow motion,
Mhm.
does Zelda die
100%.
or what?
100%.
No.
I
No.
don't have enough information.
She falls down a hole.
She
and
gets
we-
captured.
Falling down
It's
that hole for
captured.
years
It's
now.
captured.
Yeah.
She's in falling down that hole.
Oh my gosh.
Wow.
Oh God.
I think she falls down
Okay.
into underground and gets captured, or
Probably.
Yep.
or
Yeah.
perhaps even
So-
is like spiritually alive, but
I love the-
like you have to revive her in some way.
She's
But
in your
I love the
arms.
fan
Yeah.
theory. It's a spirit track situation. Yeah, she's just
Yeah,
around.
Oh
yeah.
my God! Imagine.
Oh, that would be cool. That would actually be cool.
She's
if it was a spirit
communicating
track.
with you in some way, shape, or form. That's like
Yeah, because it
she's
looked
still
like
around.
he
Yeah,
was
she's
like
definitely still
grabbing
communicating.
somebody, and then he just
Right.
closed his hand, like he saw who he was talking to, and I'm like, oh, what if that's her spirit or something? He could just see her. I don't know. That'd be pretty neat.
Yeah.
she's transcendent. She becomes a goddess.
Whoa.
It would all come full circle.
Okay.
with Skyward Sword then.
Because I was
I
thinking
don't
I did not think that Zelda was gonna die, but it was just one of those questions where I was just kind of like, well, maybe I don't know.
To be fair, she's
my-
been alive for like 116 years at this point. So
Something like
she's-
that.
Yeah, it's her time to go for sure. No, I'm
You
just
know.
kidding.
The Fae
Anyway,
live different.
my second question was when like in that same sequence. Well, I guess I have three questions actually now that I think about it. The second question I have then is when they're falling in that same sequence and she says something to the effect of like, "Give him your power." Who is she talking to, and what power is this even that we're talking about?
That's
Yeah,
The
the
arm.
the mystery
Yeah,
unknown
it's got to be something on
character.
that. It's got to be something about that
It's like,
arm.
what's
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's the arm.
So
That's the one. I
Mr.
think that's the
Bionic
one that
Hand
we
here.
keep seeing in murals and.
yeah, I think
whatnot.
Yeah.
I think that's her praying to the goddess or to something that, and
Yeah.
that's because we saw the murals in the last trailer. There's some sort of ritual that looks like it's between the goddess or whatever that entity is and what looks to be Zelda. So I think
And it has
I
something
think
to
it's
do with
something
that
like
arm.
Can I interject something really quick?
Yes.
Yeah.
The results are in. White chocolate completely obliterated.
Oh,
milk
no.
chocolate.
What is
White
it?
chocolate?
Everyone's
White
wrong.
White chocolate is
White
the
chocolate
best.
won everything. Dark
Oh.
chocolate and milk chocolate did not get any points.
I'm
Oh.
shocked.
Should.
Wow.
No.
Everyone is
Eggman
wrong.
supremacy.
White chocolate is not chocolate. I'm under.
Yeah,
White
White chocolate is
chocolate,
not
dark
chocolate.
chocolate is not food.
It's what?
Wow.
Yes,
White
it is.
chocolate.
Wow.
White chocolate is yummy, delicious delicacy.
White
gonna
chocolate.
stop
Dark
lying.
Whatever.
chocolate is
whatever.
if you hate someone, you give them that on Valentine's Day.
Dark chocolate
Alright.
is delicious.
Dark
I
chocolate's so
agree.
good.
Dark chocolate is disgusting.
No.
No.
Dial back your
Oh my
percentage, then, my
God,
guy. Don't be eating
dude.
that 80% pure, just eating cacao beans out the bag. Just dark chocolate.
I am very confused at what's going on here, but I'm going to say
Splatfest.
everyone
It's,
is
uh,
wrong.
me and Alec
I'm
know
like-
why
I
white
know,
chocolate
I know
wins.
that, but everyone's opinion on chocolate is wrong.
Me and
Wow.
Well, clearly not mine because I won the Splatfest. So.
It's okay to.
we
to
know
think
why
that.
your team won.
You know why your team won, Yoshiller. Because Don't we're the even. best okay, yeah, that's it.
That man
We're
is
not
pink.
having this discussion again, Alec.
Yeah, we had it enough yesterday. HMK.
I have
Hi.
a.
Okay, let's move very
Well,
swiftly
anyway,
on
Link's
back to
right
Zelda.
arm.
Yeah, so to bring it back to Zelda real quick though,
Yes.
on the topic of is Zelda dead? Because obviously that's a big question, and her being dead wouldn't change the outcome of the game theoretically, since the champions were dead in Breath of the Wild. Her
Sure.
being dead doesn't mean she won't be there in the game.
Right.
It just becomes a motivator for Link further if she is.
It just becomes Spirit Track.
Yeah, or it could end up working out like Spirit Tracks. But I definitely think the people that are worried that Zelda's presence in the game ends after she falls in the abyss are like worrying a little too much, because both of her quotes in that trailer definitely sound like they come somewhere after that.
Yes.
I'd like to remind
Okay.
everybody that we still don't know actually what the plot of the game really is.
Yeah, we really don't.
We don't know
So,
how
like-
hot Ganondorf's
What do you
gonna be,
mean?
so,
we
like,
do
we don't know
have
anything.
a plot. Ganondorf is pissed.
We just
Okay,
need to
yeah,
know
but you
Ganondorf's
know what?
sexiness level.
Yes.
No,
And then
okay,
we'll be
that's
good.
what. Thank you. So that's why I've been kind of waiting for everyone else to talk. So to hear what
Oh
people's
my God,
opinions
here
have
we go.
been. Listen, if no one else is going to say it, then God damn it, I'm going to. One,
Boy, am I thirsty.
yes, yes, I am. Let me make a couple things very clear. One, this is the very first time that we've gotten a voice for Ganondorf, and it seems to me, and based on the rest of the internet, it seems like it's Matt Mercer, which
Sorry.
I
is
Oh,
honestly
him.
think it's Patrick Syetz.
No, it is not.
Does he
Patrick
not have
Syetz.
one in
It's closer
Hyrule
to Matt
Warriors?
Mercer.
It sounds way more like Matt Mercer. And maybe it's because I've been like listening to Matt Mercer's voice for a couple years through
It does
Critical
sound
Role and
like
Legend of
him,
Vox
though, yeah.
Machina, but it sounds a lot like Matt Mercer.
But definitely, I
Genuine
can't
question.
be concerned.
Does Ganondorf talk in Hyrule Warriors? I don't remember.
No.
No? Okay.
He does not.
Words.
Yeah, no, he just.
Never mind then.
And it's one of the very first times we get that. And so yes, if rehydrated Ganon is a thing, he better be hot. And I will be happy.
my
Oh, you know
God.
he's gonna be hot. We all know he's gonna be
Yes.
He better.
If
be.
he
Good.
wasn't,
No, he's gonna have
that.
Good.
my brain
Could've
would
got
turn
going
him
on.
hot.
It's gonna be
Like my brain will
That's
will
Stockholm
itself to
syndrome.
find him sexy no matter what. So
Damn.
What I
Don't worry.
Riots
I
in the
have a theory.
streets.
Like I have an idea.
Uh-huh.
I think what might happen is Zelda and Link try to revive him, and and then at first like
Look, I'm okay with
he's
this.
a normal.
Water on
Hang on. They revive him, and he's like a normal guy. Like he's
He's-
not like
He's not evil.
almighty powerful.
Just a
he's not like
dude.
corrupt. Yeah, but then he has like his John Wick moment where like he's like, "Where's
He
my
gets
dog?" And they're like, "Your
activated.
dog."
Link
your
kicks a
dog died
puppy
100
off of the
Yeah, your dog
bridge.
died 100 years ago,
Someone
Ganondorf.
steals his lunch.
And he goes, "No."
Oh my
And then like
God.
and then he becomes corrupt. Basically, what I'm saying is, like they revive him.
It becomes
to try
John
and bring
Wick.
They're gonna humanize
They
him.
revive him to try and bring out the good in him,
but the corruption comes back, or something
Okay,
like
interesting.
that. Because
I don't think it's
why
gonna
would they-
happen, but
He's bad
why
to the
would
bone.
they have a? What would be the incentive for them to go underground and revive him in the first place? Like, all
maybe
that's
to
gonna
try
do
to
is cause
see-
another calamity. Right?
I think it's
They're
like
trying
reviving
to
and trying to
revive him.
seal. Yeah, I think they're trying to seal him for good, and then something
Yeah.
goes wrong.
Yeah, 'cause
Also,
they're like the source is there,
Yes.
and it ain't done. Yo, we gotta stomp this.
Yep.
Also, because of the fact that going into your very first question of is this the last trailer we're going to get? Absolutely not. This is the beginning of their
Absolutely
marketing.
not. Nope.
Yep.
We have no idea how different the mechanics are going to be, and they're going to make videos about that. We're going to probably get another trailer with some extra story bits, probably a couple weeks before, because they're not going to give us absolutely nothing. They could, I doubt it, at least giving a little bit more breadcrumbs. I feel like it's going to make more sense in terms of a marketing stretch for it. They want this game to be very big. They are aware how big it's going to be, and so they're going to try to go a little bit hard with that. But I am excited to see the Amiibo integration. I'm excited to see how deep it is in terms of the scope and the scale. Breath of the Wild was already a huge game. And so are we going to go into that, or are we going to have more of like what kind of things are we going to deal with collectathon wise? Are the mechanics for weapon durability still going to be there? Are we going to have all those things come through Breath of the Wild? Into Tears of the Kingdom. And yes, at the very top of it, I am going to say, is Link going to be still hot? The answer will always be yes. But like, there's other things as part of that too.
Oh, jeez.
Also,
I will die on the hill of Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom Link is the hottest version of Link.
I'd agree.
Oh, don't let the Twilight Princess people say you say
Next
that.
to,
I'm gonna say
I
it.
heard
I'm
that.
just
That
gonna
is-
say
I'll
it.
have to think
Listen,
about that one.
I like the emo like edge of Twilight Princess Link, and he's a close second. You can't top Breath of the Wild for me. I'm sorry.
Man, I hear
like
some massive
I like the version
disrespect.
with the blue scarf.
That
Okay, I also
scarf is
like
clean.
it
It
pretty
is a
good,
scarf.
pretty
Yeah,
good.
Halloween.
Hyrule Warriors blue scarf, I'm into, but like,
Man, all this
Listen.
disrespect and slander from my boy Ocarina of Time Link. Yo, where's the
Adult
love?
Ocarina of
Because
Time
that's
Link
just a
Yeah,
kid.
adults.
is
Adults.
still
just
wait.
a kid,
He's still
okay? And I'm
17.
an adult.
here's the
And
thing.
I will not be caught dead being an adult and being with a kid in a relationship.
Ocarina of Time,
Okay.
Ocarina of Time Link walked so Breath of the Wild Link could serve.
I'm gonna vouch.
She's mentally 10 though.
I'm gonna vouch.
That's
well,
what
plus
I'm saying.
plus he's 17. He's still underage.
Yeah, that's my point. He's a kid.
But
Whether you're talking about the
They're
timeline
all
where it
kids.
continues into Majora's Mask. Look, I'm
going
I
to
might-
assume all the others are at least 18. But
That's what I'm saying.
They
Like,
knew
the
how they
other ones
drew
seem
him,
like they're
Sam,
adults.
okay?
No, actually, Twilight Princess Link is canonically 16.
Okay.
And Skyward Sword Link is canonically 17.
those
and a half.
are both really
And-
good to know.
What
But
about Hyrule Warriors?
I'm
Link?
gonna vouch for Smash Ultimate
Breath-
Link, who I'm gonna say is 18.
That's
At least.
Breath of
Smash
the Wild
Ultimate
Link.
Link
Legend
is
of
just
Zelda
Breath
right
of
now?
the
Is that
Wild Link.
Well,
Breath of the Wild Link
actually, Breath of the Wild Link is at least 100.
Exactly. We're good.
That's a bad
Breath of the Wild
argument,
Link
though. It's
We're
really-
good.
Hold on.
That's not a
I'd like
great
to toss
argument.
my hat in the ring for Wolf Link, please. Thank
That's-
you.
Can you not?
No.
Chronologically, Breath of the Wild Link is 117, but he's 17, like, physically.
He's still 17.
Well, by the time Smash Ultimate happened, it's probably a year, right? So he's probably 100.
Smash Ultimate Link's okay.
Yeah.
All right, Sam.
I will
have
say
a
that it's
question.
long enough for
What?
Breath of the Wild that it
Just
probably
how
is
much time
fine.
I'm scared of
If we're playing the numbers game, right? You're saying that you're willing, Smash Ultimate Link to be 18.
Yes. I feel like this is a
So-
trap. I don't know.
So how old are you?
32. No, 31.
Oh God.
Would I date an 18-year-old? No. To be clear.
But you date an 118-year-old.
Yeah, that's true.
But
It is only a conversation about
to
appreciating
be clear,
the designs.
have
Like,
I been
what-
playing Zelda since I was like 13? Yes. So as a 13-year-old, I'm like, Link. And as a 31-year-old, I'm like still kind of like, Link. But to be clear, I'm an adult who is not actually lusting after a teenager.
Yeah,
How
no,
old
it's
is Zelda?
fine.
Wolf Link's
That's-
still
To be
hot.
clear.
Y'all can talk
I
about
think
that.
we should be very clear on that. It's
Is Zelda the same age? because she didn't sleep for 100
Yeah.
years in Breath of the Wild. She was
Zelda,
awake, so she is,
according
so she is
to-
117, right?
Yeah,
She-
according
Yeah.
according
I have a
to
legit question. Speaking of time skips, so in trailers, we've seen Link in both of his Champion's outfit and then his Punish Link outfit with the longer hair and like
Punish
the.
The
So
Toad.
is there a time
Listen.
skip in the game where he gets
No.
hot and gets the long hair, or is this like the same? Does he just look like that when he goes
I
up the
don't
sky? Or
think
what?
so.
I
No.
don't know, but I like it.
That's a big misconception actually. Link's hair was always
Yeah.
that long.
Oh yeah, it was
Yeah,
tied
I
up,
actually
right?
think it was that long.
Yeah, it's tied
Yeah,
up.
I think it
Like
was always
his-
that long.
Okay.
It's just less
Yeah, in-
groomed.
Because he
In
looked, yeah.
Breath of the Wild, when you
You
wear the
just like
ancient
me for
gear,
real.
you see it like how long it is.
Yeah.
But is this game, going to have like a time skip or something where it's like
It might.
we're
It might,
playing
yeah.
different like scenarios or different points in time or something?
It does seem like there's a time element as part of
Yeah.
the game, so I could see that.
Okay.
Who punished him?
Who punished him?
Ganondorf.
Yeah.
Oh.
Hello?
Dude, oh,
There's-
man.
Do
What if-
we get to see that?
What if there's like a
I
thing with
would
his
like to.
hand where it's like he's getting infected over time, and then we gotta like do something with that? I don't know. I'm just talking.
Oh,
I'm
it's
just
like
talking.
Is that
it's
not
like
what
a
it
it's like an
is?
Arkham
It's
City
gonna
kind
his
of
hand's
deal.
got to get replaced.
Yep.
Yeah,
I would have
I-
thought that it would have been
Wait,
like the calamity.
Was it his left hand that
Right.
got affected, or his right,
Right,
hand?
it's
his
right
ma-
hand. His
They've
right
Oh,
hand.
made
that's
him
okay,
canonically
It's his
right-handed,
master
I think,
sword
now.
hand.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so I mean, if he goes back to being left-handed, no harm, no foul, right?
I mean,
Nah, he's still right-handed.
Oh my God.
Breath of the Wild.
I don't think he could just will himself to be.
As a left-handed person, I resent that comment.
And we
I'm
still don't
left-handed.
know what's
That's why I
going
said
on
it.
with Fi. The sword.
Well,
yes.
If you mirror it in the game,
See, if I
it'll
fell
still
asleep.
let you, right?
If it lets me mirror it. If there's a
Wasn't that-
master quest.
Yeah, wasn't it only part of Master Mode?
I don't know. I don't remember.
I don't think Master Mode mirrored it.
No, Master Mode didn't mirror the
It
game.
just made it harder.
No,
Yeah.
if you played it on GameCube, it mirrored it.
Oh no, wait,
Well, not Breath of the
Wii U
Wild.
was mirror. Wii
Yeah, I
U was
know.
mirror.
Yeah, I was
Yeah.
I was being hopeful for you because I'm
Yo.
not left-handed, so.
We have
Yeah,
lost
we're
a left-handed
normal.
representative. Now we'll have to settle for Donkey Kong and the Ice Climbers.
What?
Donkey
Wow.
Kong's left-handed?
Yeah, baby.
Wow, that's crazy.
I'm happy for you.
Is that where he shoots his banana gun from?
No, it's if you play. Well, first of all, if you play Mario Baseball, he punches the ball with his left hand. But and then prior to Smash Ultimate, when he did the wind-up punch,
That's
it was with his
illegal.
left hand too.
Oh. I see.
He's
That's
just that
not
guy. He's
A
just that guy,
baseball
Daniel. He
thing
punches
you
the
can
ball.
do.
That is a violent thing you
Well,
can do.
Mario baseball games are always very quirky. But
Oh,
yes.
that's what I was about to say. So,
Quirky baseball.
at the top of Tears of the Kingdom, Link's basically gonna get Samus, right? Like he's gonna have the Master Sword and like the everything, and then he's
Oh,
just gonna lose
yeah.
it all. We're
Yeah.
gonna
Oh
have
wait,
to-
he's gonna get level 1.
he's gonna get level 1. Yeah.
He's gonna get level
Exactly.
1.
I have to look at all the other clips of when they were in the thing of did he have the Master Sword at that point? Because there's got to be a reason why the Actually, no. In the last
Wait.
clip, he does have the Master Sword. There's a reason why that thing like gets broken. No,
Yeah,
he
we
gets
see-
level 1.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You-
we
yeah.
see that
Yes.
he gets attacked by Malice and it gets destroyed.
Yeah, you can see at one point the malice is just kind of on the sword.
Yeah,
Yep.
that's on the sword.
Link
Yeah,
indeed
but-
gets
yeah.
struck-cooned.
He gets struck.
What? What?
He gets isekai'd in his own world. That's crazy.
Oh no.
So
I-
another thing I didn't notice in the trailer, thanks to one of the high-res shots from the press site, is that when you see the Malice on the Master Sword already, and then there's a shot of like the Malice coming out of Ganondorf's chest at the end of the trailer.
Yeah.
When you zoom in, you can actually see that Ganondorf is already awake
Yep.
at that point, where his eyes are lit.
yeah.
It's like right when he awakens is when it.
It
Yeah.
immediately starts attacking. Yeah.
Yep.
Man, what
Because
the
I had
heck?
nice arm there, boy. I think I'll take it.
What if
I
I
think-
just?
Don't.
I don't know where you're going with this, but I think the what is going to happen is just that the Master Sword gets destroyed. Just so happens that Link is holding the Master Sword in his right hand, and that's where his hand gets also destroyed. But so
Yep.
that's how we get Zelda asking for power being lent to him. Power is lent to him in the form of a new shiny hand with long long fingernails, and we go from there. But for sure, he's losing all of everything we
Now
worked
that
for in Breath of the Wild.
Now that I'm staring at the trailer itself too, it looks like he definitely something happens with that hand because like half of his body at that point is like got the
Yeah.
malice
Yeah.
and weirdness on it.
In
His
it, like,
outfit burns
it,
off.
like yeah,
in
like
in
legit.
the-
Now that I'm staring at
in
it,
the E3,
It's bad. It's bad. He got smoked.
in the E3
Badly.
2021 trailer, one of the first clips you see is the Malice climbing up Link's arm and when he's
Yep.
holding the Master Sword. So yeah,
Dude,
Crispy.
what if they added voice acting to Link in this game? I know they're not. I'm just saying it'd be funny if he
Like
just
Jack
the
2
first thing
style?
he says is like he wakes up after getting just corrupted and he's like, I died again? Dang, man. I gotta stop doing that. I died again.
That's
Sleep in
crazy.
peace.
Yeah,
Yo,
that'd be like Jack
Lord.
and Daxter, where it's like the first game didn't have him talking, the second game he was like, oh, he was just really quiet that first game.
Or he just says
I'm
one
gonna
impactful
kill
thing and
Brandon,
it
kill
throws everyone
Ganondorf.
off.
Yeah.
They give him a freaking Pikachu I choose you situation. He just says the most random thing late in the
No.
game.
No.
Yeah, it would be
And
like
he's
Zelda-
voiced by Keanu Reeves or
Oh,
David DeVito.
oh,
Either
oh.
one.
They're getting ready for their final battle, and Zelda just goes, Link, are you ready? And then the camera zooms in on Link's face, and he just goes, yeah.
Yo, Nintendo got some balls for what they're doing to Link in this game, because in Breath of the Wild when they had him busted up, it was just like cuts and scars and scrapes or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Like when you zoom into like the damage to Link's arm and chest, like you
Yeah.
could see like his chest is kind of caved in at one point.
Crispy,
Right? It's just like
crunchy.
Yeah,
I'm
like,
excited.
he's-
This is
he's
why I'm
lost
excited for a more dark, grittier Zelda, because we haven't gotten that very much in not since really Majora's Mask. Majora's Mask got pretty dark. Like Twilight Princess got pretty dark.
Yeah, there's some
But,
dark
like-
things in Twilight.
But
What?
Majora's Mask went through themes of death in that game, and the different phases of that, and how people are handling it. There's a lot of very dark and somber things in that, and
Yeah.
I feel like if you're gonna go harder than that, I'm ready. I
Yeah,
cannot wait.
I hope.
I want to cry.
Yeah, that was.
Yeah.
I
What-
want to cry too.
What
Make
does
me do
the
it, Nintendo.
title mean? What do you think that the title means? Is that going to be revealed in this next trailer whenever that ends up coming?
I think
Probably
it's.
not.
Well, I think the title stems from the fact that there's a kingdom underneath everything that's happening.
I mean, yeah, I think it's just
Oh.
about. From my perspective, obviously, we're gonna find out for real, when more trailers come out. But my perspective is that it has to do with the power of the kingdom. Like,
Mhm.
everything that we're seeing so far is pointing towards the gameplay of this being heavily based on this technology
Yes.
and the life force. And I think Tears of the Kingdom is alluding to the power that's kind of I'm trying to think of another word for power, the life force that's empowering Hyrule Kingdom, which
Mhm.
stems from hundreds or over 100 years of people being murdered by games.
This game is going to be a
No.
cultural shift,
Good
y'all. I
Lord.
cannot wait.
I can see it.
Man. Well, when do we think that the next trailer is going to go up?
Probably
It's got to be before May, right?
Probably mid-March.
I think
Yeah.
that's
Anything big happening
Yeah.
mid-March?
Mid-March.
yeah.
That's a few
I think
weeks
end
away.
of April.
Yeah.
Before PAX?
Yes,
'Cause it might
because
be
I
there, yeah.
still want Nintendo to show up at
Oh,
PAX.
please.
If-
please
Oh my
be there
God.
at PAX.
Yeah.
please.
Nintendo, this would be an opportunity for Nintendo to get some gameplay stuff out. I could totally see them doing, if they do any presentation or any appearance at any live event soon, it would be PAX. So technically speaking, it is, the odds are not necessarily low, but they're not zero.
They
I
have
could see it happening.
PAX,
So-
GDC, and Gamescom, right?
They're probably
Gamescom is
not
in
going to bring
August,
anything to
so-
GDC.
What's the other one? There's another one. Not Gamescom.
Um,
E3.
No, there's before May.
Is
I
that-
don't-
Before May.
I
there's
don't think
none
GDC
before
is an-
May.
I swear there is. It's not as big as the other two,
GDC
though.
is not going to be an event where you can do booth things like that, because GDC doesn't
Yeah.
work like that. It's an
It's not
industry
the
kind
same,
of event.
but it is a place that they can.
Show off. And
They
stuff.
could.
Yeah.
I doubt
do
it
see
there.
a world if they
Over the
do it, keep it
developers.
minimum and they just do one big trailer. It will be end of March, because usually 6 weeks to 5 weeks before a game comes out. So in Japan and usually Europe later that day, they do what is called an overview trailer.
Mhm.
hmm
Mm-hmm.
So that would seem like good pacing between those two.
I would like to point out. Okay, so PAX East is March 23rd to 26th this year. When they brought Animal Crossing to PAX,
Oh, yeah.
the big Animal Crossing trailer was, I think, just barely 1 week before PAX happened.
I don't. Yeah, that's correct.
Which they could
Nintendo
do.
has historically had a big presentation of some sort before PAX East, so that they can announce what they're going to show at PAX East. This year's a little bit more of a coin toss because Nintendo
Yeah,
doesn't.
We don't know
commit
if
to
they're even
many things.
going. So
Yeah.
we don't know
It's
if they're
a
going.
hard-
We also don't know if they're even going to have a playable demo for Tears of the Kingdom anywhere.
Which
It
I
probably wouldn't be for
doubt.
Tears of the Kingdom. It'd probably either be indie games, which is what they did. In
Yeah, they have plenty
2018.
of other games that they could show. They could bring Kirby, even though it would have
Reboot
already
Camp,
come out.
because it comes out in April.
Yeah.
Like I know this is gonna break your heart to say this, but realistically, I would sooner expect a demo of Pikmin 4.
I mean, to be clear,
take
realistically, and I hate to say this, realistically,
God.
I don't think Nintendo's going to PAX East.
Yeah.
I don't think so either.
I don't
They're
think
not
so
going
either.
to E3. They're not going to PAX.
But I
That
would really
being
like
said-
them
That's not
to.
true. That's not true.
Yeah,
They've
they-
done PAX.
They did
without
PAX
doing-
West.
Yeah.
Yeah, the
Without
whole
doing any
E3 thing of them not going, I still feel it's BS. And I'm actually like really confident they're going to be showing up at PAX because like all the PAXs up until like, you know, obviously what happened with the world with the pandemic, like up until 2023, they always had a massive presence. And then PAX has
not true.
always, huh?
No, they
That's
haven't
not true.
always.
They've been absent from PAX East before.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah,
they were
they-
absent in 2016.
It's hurt
I know
me
that for a
before.
fact.
That's
Yeah,
why
but that's 2016. I'm talking about like consecutively, like leading up to 2020.
Well, they've had.
No, but HMK,
it's been
that's my
multiple
point.
times.
You can't just be like, oh, well, that year doesn't count. Like, no, Nintendo is spontaneous like that. Just like they were at PAX West 2022 and nothing else that year.
Yeah.
Yeah, but then look at the trajectory of what's going on in 2016, though. Because 2016,
Okay.
they were literally spending the whole year prepping for Zelda, which was going to have its blowout at E3. They weren't going to do like something like that at PAX, obviously, right?
Well,
So
that,
obvious-
that and Pokemon
That's
Sun
not
and
true
Moon.
either.
I just
Like
think.
HMK, they had Splatoon at PAX East, even though it was coming out just a couple months later. And they also, like, will randomly, like, Animal Crossing came out in March, so it made sense to have that at PAX East in 2020. But they've had other random things that would be at PAX East and no other event. And Splatoon is the prime example. And the other one that pops into my head was that same year they had Puzzle and Dragon Super Mario Bros. Edition, which was nowhere else.
Yeah, but that
but what I'm-
wasn't at the
what-
Nintendo booth. That was at. Wasn't that
It was adjacent to the Nintendo booth. It was like
Yeah.
right across from it.
Right.
the other dev?
But what I'm saying is that like they weren't like in a year like 2016, they're not going to show off Breath of the Wild when they were saving it for E3.
Sure,
In other
but they
years
also
afterwards-
demonstrated they had Mario and Luigi remake. They had Metroid Samus Returns. They had other stuff they could have shown besides Breath of the Wild, and they opted not to go.
Well, and
Right,
that,
but-
that was 2017 though, wasn't it?
Yeah,
Those-
that was
well,
the other
Samus Returns was 17. Mario and Luigi remake.
That was also
fairly
2017,
confident
yeah.
I also said right 17, yeah.
The Mario and Luigi, the first Mario and Luigi remake was
Yep.
was shown at the E3 with Breath of the Wild. I'm fairly confident. Would we not have released it?
No, that
No,
one
no,
was
no.
also 2017.
Okay. Well, then what about Paper Mario Color Splash that was released around the same time?
I don't
That
think
was
revealed
released
yet.
at the end of the year, so
Yeah, 2016, correct?
Yeah.
yeah.
But it wasn't
And it was
revealed until
played at
E3.
E3 2016.
No, but that
No, it
but
was
that's
not
what I'm
playable.
saying.
It was only
No, I didn't
Yeah,
say playable.
yeah.
I said it was played at E3 2016. Nintendo played it.
yes.
Yes.
Nintendo played, but it wasn't. We didn't play it. That's what I'm
Nintendo
saying.
always. That's not the point. The point is Nintendo always has something they can show, or they could choose not to. We fear that this is a year where they're choosing not to.
But there's no reason for them not to, because they have to have this in a playable state in order to people talk about it. I mean, sure, they can rely on the whole concept that it's Breath of the Wild sequel. Just go off of that. No, they're gonna have to have it in a playable state before people have it in their hands 2 months, like going in. The game comes out in May, right?
Yeah.
And they
Yeah.
had Animal Crossing that was literally on the cusp of releasing playable, and like, you know, hey, you can check out all
yeah,
this merch.
but
at,
what I'm s- what
PAX.
what I would say though is that at this point they will need to be ready to print cartridges if they want to release it in May.
At this
Yeah.
point, I'm assuming that they're going gold within with it at the end of the month, and then production's already started.
Mm-hmm.
If it hasn't
Exactly.
already started, it will at the end of the month. Because
with
realistically, it's going to be a huge game.
Yeah, with all the energy high, they would be fools not to capitalize on a place like PAX East, where they know the consumer is going to be right there in the forefront to like sell shirts, exclusive PAX East pin badges relating to Tears of the Kingdom.
Yeah,
if they don't
the
even have it
only
playable, they
thing-
have the statue there.
The,
You know?
the only thing
To
I,
take
I
pictures
would,
with.
I would
Oh, the
argue I would
statue.
argue against that though is that they would need to make specifically a demo with people looking at all times to make sure that people are not going ways to Zelda that they don't want to go to, because in no realistic terms I don't think they've in any way prepped a demo for Tears of the Kingdom.
I can't wait to
I mean,
play
like,
Yeah,
that Punish
it
Plateau
might be
demo. Thanks.
it might be a behind closed doors demo, which they do. The
Yeah.
Peel the curtain back. They do that at PAX East. At least they have in the past. They do it, at random specific events that they set up that they don't let people share necessarily, but they let press and some other people play behind closed doors.
Then all those gameplay reviews come out like 2-3 weeks later.
Considering how long it took for us to get a title because they were saying it was kind of a spoiler.
Well, so here's my thing is, I agree it would be silly from a marketing standpoint to not be at PAX East, but I also think Nintendo's event marketing has been so sporadic and strange in terms of like not being as intuitive as I would expect forever, but especially after the pandemic. So I don't trust that they will be at PAX East.
I also don't see the upside from a Japanese perspective why they would bring it to PAX, why they can rather bring it to press.
Yeah, and that might be it. The reason that I think that they would bring it to PAX, if they do, is because they've been doing really great with like what's the word? Spatial market, like the setups that they've done for photo opportunities and just general
marketing.
hype at events.
Yeah.
I think that would add a ton to their marketing.
Oh, 100%.
And it would work out great at PAX. And it's also possible that they do something like that and don't have a demo of the game.
It's also tons of goodwill. It's also tons of goodwill. But yeah.
I would like to point out real quickly, guys, it did not take me very long to look up Nintendo's Treehouse presentation from 2016 and see that they had a variety of different games that they were showcasing on their show floor. Yes, Breath of the Wild was the only playable thing, but the fact of the matter is all the other games they're showing here didn't have demos, right? Which means they don't owe us a demo, right? So that doesn't, even though I think it would be wise of Nintendo to be at PAX East and have a Tears of the Kingdom demo, my point still stands. They're probably not going to be there. Yeah. They're probably, they don't owe us anything.
Once again, I don't see the argument from a Japanese perspective when they can bring it to press and keep it there.
Oh, I'm not even going with the Japanese perspective thing. I'm just flat out saying Nintendo's spontaneous in that matter.
They are spontaneous.
They had all these games they could have shown at PAX East 2016 and opted not to go because it wasn't in their best interest. Probably same thing here. It's not in their best interest to showcase this big game at a random convention in Boston. And I know it's a big convention and they've gone there several times in the past, but they don't owe us anything.
I still really want them to. I would really be happy.
I'm pretty sure.
I think the fact that we didn't get an announcement shortly after that trailer is what concerns me more than anything. Yeah. Because I think if they were going, then we would have heard about it in the past week.
Mm-hmm. Well, like PAX's own like the percentages at PAX when it comes to like companies and stuff like that is still really up in the air and hazy. So I don't think they're going to announce something like that this early on. And then
I think they would have, because the second that Nintendo announces, those tickets are sold out. PAX would love to announce that if it's a thing.
That would be a lot of more people coming through.
Yes.
Yeah. Because people would literally go just for that thing.
Yeah.
And everyone knows that. Like, look how quickly the collector's edition.
But who knows? I mean, we don't know what's happening behind closed doors. Like, it could be that they are going and they're specifically waiting for another trailer that's dropping in March to announce, or we don't know. We do not know.
Weird, though.
If Nintendo's at PAX East and they have a playable Tears of the Kingdom demo on the show floor, I will let you take my spot in line so you can play it twice. How about that?
Dang.
Oh, that's how confident you are?
Wow. I'm hoping I'm wrong.
Because you'll be there.
That's how much I know that if Nintendo's going to be there, Tears of the Kingdom will not be playable.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's how much I know that.
I would take that deal, honestly. You don't lose anything.
In exchange, if they're not there, then you have to give up your spot in line for the Tears of the Kingdom.
Okay, dude. Why would you even?
What?
How does that make any? Why would he be enticed to accept that?
That's a pretty fair deal. I mean,
you either take the deal or you don't, HMK.
Or if they're there with a playable demo, you buy me a collector's edition.
Wow.
No, that's not the deal I made. It's either you take my spot in line and you play the game twice, or I take your spot in the not line and don't play the game twice.
In the not line.
What? Wait, hold on a minute.
You can't lose.
How is this a good deal for either of you?
He's so
just don't do it.
How is it a bad deal for HMK?
It's not a good one.
What do you mean it's not a good one?
Good.
You get to play the game twice.
You either get to play the game twice or no punishment. It's fine.
I don't understand why you're so hesitant, HMK. It sounds to me like you're doubting yourself.
I'm not doubting anything. It's just that, like, I want everyone to play this game. Why would I?
I'm
accept a
gonna
deal like that?
play it, but I
He
don't
has
need
your
to...
best interest in mind, Yoshiller.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
I don't understand what the hell is going on here.
Yeah.
I'm telling you guys,
This whole
Nintendo
Zelda segment is a
will
mess.
either not be at PAX East or will be at PAX East, but Tears of the Kingdom will not be playable in a public setting. They're probably going to do indie games if they're going to be there, which is what they did in 2018, I believe, when they had like
Right.
5-1 there and just Shapes and Beats and stuff like that.
It wouldn't
I'm
surprise
Well-
me
gonna
if
get
they
that
did something
Pokemon
like
4
that. Yeah.
bingo battle.
They'll just have Splatoon 3.
I'm in. That's what they did.
They had the
Yeah, they've done
last
that
year they had, or 2 years ago they had the.
In all
stage
honesty, they
3 years
probably
ago.
will have. If they show up, they'll probably have Bayonetta because that comes out like a week or two before PAX.
Oh.
Oh,
They'll
Oh.
probably be
Yeah.
promoting what's already out in terms
Yeah,
of demos.
that's what I was
and
thinking.
any like there might be like TV screens there or like picture standees for like something for the Mario movie, something for like the Tears of the Kingdom, but like nothing tangible other than like
I
maybe
mean,
you could take
I
pictures
would,
with the
I
statue.
would think that they would maybe show Reboot Camp, but
Oh, that they could.
Well,
that they could.
What I'm
Yeah, 'cause
also
it's
thinking, like,
done.
I would have believed Nintendo would have had, I kid you not, I would have had a more prominent stance on Nintendo being at PAX East if a Mario game was announced in that direct.
That's
like, if
true.
that Mario baseball rumor was true, I would have believed they would have been at PAX.
That's true.
that's fair
Maybe
enough.
Universal
But now-
will
but
have
now I
a
don't
Mario
know.
movie booth.
That'd be funny.
Well, they'll probably promote like Mario Strikers or something again, or the Mario Kart DLC.
They won't promote Mario Strikers. That game's dead to them.
You say that, but the Hollywood exhibit they have is still promoting Mario Strikers and Nintendo Switch Sports.
Why?
I could see them promoting Switch Sports still.
That I
Yeah,
could
that's
see.
what I'm
Sports
like.
is
It's
worth
probably
it.
going to be that if
Well,
they're going to do something.
I think because it's a game that it benefits having people in person to demo it.
That's
where
true.
Yeah.
A lot of
True.
other
Also,
games.
and
More
also,
exciting.
also
like
Switch
that.
Sports is actually a good game instead of Mario Strikers.
I love Switch Sports. I'll play
Pew, pew,
that.
pew, pew.
Burn.
And I say that
Yeah,
as
seriously.
a deep soccer fan, it hurts to say, but Mario Strikers sucked.
Yeah.
Remember when we
That's
talked
what I
about
heard.
Tingle for
Not-
30 minutes, and then we
not
talked about
great.
Zelda for 30 minutes, and then we talked about PAX East for 30
Well,
Damn.
I mean, we can kind of wrap this whole segment up. I think
Got it. Do you think
it's
Tingle
clearly
will be at PAX East? Yes or no?
No.
Yes.
I swear
That's
to
how you
God.
bring it all together.
I'll just say for the record before nobody brings it up. Oh my god, that short trailer for the 4th volume of the Xenoblade 3 DLC.
Yes.
Lord. Oh my
Oh,
Yes.
god.
geez, yeah.
Oh my
The Xenoblade
god.
DLC looks so good. I
Have to
need
figure
I
out.
need it. I need it.
Oh my
You know
I
what's
god.
forgot
funny
we
about
even
that-
got that news.
About that teaser, it didn't hit me until after the fact, and I'm like, wow, this is a really big spoiler.
It
really
That's
is,
what two of my
yes.
friends said when we were watching it. They were
Yeah.
like, I haven't finished the game, no!
Yeah, it really is. It really is.
That's
It's a big
super
spoiler for
bizarre,
all of those
yeah.
games.
And then there was the Splatoon 3 DLC where the first part I was like, incopless, oh no, why are they doing this? And then Side
Give me
Order
that.
looked hella cool.
Give me that. Give me both of those.
Yeah, that was kind of a mixed bag, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was a mixed bag.
Also, the fake Style Savvy game. I just want to mention.
Fake
'cause
style savvy.
I mean, it's made by the
It's-
same
I'm
developer.
I'm pretty
Yeah,
excited.
it's the same developer.
I know, it's Style
Style
Savvy, but without the name.
technically.
Yeah.
So I'm
the vibe.
excited.
It's just a
but
style
also level
it's just style
5.
savvy without Nintendo, which is fine, you know.
Professor Layton is just
How's
standing
that?
there
Layton,
with a
he's
Steam-
alive.
Yeah,
He's
Layton.
alive.
Oh my
in the Steam
god.
world.
Also,
Big.
also, I want to bring up for everybody excited for Fantasy Life, because I am
Fantasy
too.
Life.
But
Yeah.
I do need to bring this up. It is developed by Concept.
Mm.
Oh no, out of here.
Which means
Oh.
I'll give it a chance still.
It's the company that Kenji Inafune made when he was trying
Yeah,
to make Mario
it's not
9.
developed by hand who made
Oh.
it's not made by
Yeah.
hand who made the portable Kingdom Hearts and the original Fantasy Life. No, this one is developed by Concept.
Are they the
I
same
would
ones
give 'em
that
a
developed
chance.
the mobile version of Fantasy Life? Because that
No.
was awful.
No.
Okay.
No, I would give them a chance because they might still be competent game developers and might have just had bad direction.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah.
I would give them a chance.
It could be
fair.
fine.
Possible.
Well, the problem is they were not originally game developers because they handed off the game to Integrate.
Even so, good direction goes a long way. I mean, the most famous example is looking at the Emoji Movie and then looking in Spider-Verse, and it's the same thing.
Oh,
Do we know
course.
who's directing this new one? I have no idea.
I just want to make sure that
know.
people have their expectations rightly set before being disappointed or super happy.
That's fair.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Well, I think that being said, that covers everything. unless someone feels that there may be something we didn't already shine a light on. Yeah.
Did you have
This is
any
me
other?
passing like
I forget if you
an
had.
imaginary microphone.
I forget if you had any other Zelda questions. I don't remember if you went through it all, but we ended up like tangenting a lot multiple times.
You know, I don't remember, which tells me that it probably wasn't that important.
Okay, that's
so.
fair.
I mean, we brought it up before. Advance Wars 1+2 Reboot Camp is finally out of no release date.
Oh
hell.
yeah.
Surprised
That's
that didn't
right.
just
Which
get
is
shadow dropped.
good.
You think it would have just been done?
Well, they want to make sure they have some people aware of it.
Yeah,
I
sure.
guess.
I was kind of
Yeah.
anticipating hearing about it anyway, so
Yeah.
that was a nice little thing to see to confirm, like, oh yeah, that they know, they remembered. See, they got me. Well, cool. The last thing I think we're gonna do here is just in the Discord order we've got here, just one by one, starting with you, John. What would you rate this presentation overall out of 10? What was your favorite part? What were your highs and lows?
I would give it like an 8.5 out of 10. There were a few small lows, not many. There were a few things that I was not personally super engaged by. Overall, the presentation flowed really well, and the thing that I enjoyed the most, God, I would say, I really enjoyed the announcement of Side Order because it looked really dark from a Splatoon story perspective.
That's true. Okay, so this might be a stupid question, but in that trailer, is that like Marina?
That's what
Or-
we're thinking.
No.
That's
no,
that
no.
a-
So,
Oh,
so,
you think?
no.
No, I think
so
it's a
I
new
will
character.
so I will explain this like in the shortest amount of time that I can. So no,
Yeah.
it's not Marina or Pearl. Marina or Pearl are in the trailer in stills, and they are wearing the outfits of their most recent single, which is already in
Yeah.
Splatoon 3.
Okay.
But it would seem that the Octoling is somehow maybe related. I'm not 100% sure about that, to Agent 8 from Octo expansion.
Ooh.
Okay. All right. I see. I didn't think it was Marina, but I know that the DLC was supposed to incorporate them in some way or something.
Yeah, I
don't
think
know if
the
Side
main
Order is
character
that.
meets them, and from the view perspective, especially from Pearl's side, you can definitely see that they meet together in said plaza. Where it goes
okay.
from there, we don't know because all the teaser images were really fragmented.
Yeah.
But there you go.
Okay. Well, interesting. Yeah, Side Order looks pretty cool. Daniel, what did you think?
What if they named Side Order as a sort of what if scenario for what would have happened if in the final Splatfest of Splatoon 2, Order won instead of Chaos?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
I've
See, I
heard
thought
that
that
theory.
was
So
what it
I
was.
thought
Because
that
everyone
initially
is-
too. So I
'cause-
thought that initially too, but the problem is with that, it is still set within the Splatoon 3 timeline because of the way Pearl and Marina look.
Okay, but I think what he's saying is like
Yeah.
Because
it could still be a hypothetical example.
Mm.
It doesn't have to necessarily mean that this is the canonicity. Like it could be in someone's head or someone's creating it.
Yeah,
Because the name Side Order is very suspicious, and I heard a similar theory. And the more I thought about it, the more I was like, huh.
Interestingly
I thought it was just
enough,
'cause it was
interestingly
rude.
enough,
Really?
in other languages, it's not called Side Order. So, for example, in my
Oh.
language, it's called Tower of Order.
I just don't have the word
Oh.
order in there.
Yes.
Yeah, that's very
solves
different.
the main word.
Cool.
That's very
Not the word
different.
side, but the word order is the one we're concerned with.
Yeah. But yeah, I
Hmm.
feel kind of two halves about that. But honestly, I do think it is set within the same timeline because if you look at the secret scroll about Pearl and Marina, they actually left that area and went on a world tour. So I
Yeah, but
have a
this- what if
this
feeling
is
it's
like a
somewhat
WandaVision
canon in
type
the
scenario?
timeline somehow.
Well, I mean,
Who knows? They can do whatever they want, realistically.
wait. What were you thinking, Daniel? Were you thinking something similar to that, or just kind of like totally different?
I guess it's just hard to say now because I don't know. It's funny because it looks like we're in the copied city in Nier Automata. It's like the
Yeah, it kind of does,
It does
doesn't
look
it?
like
what's
Nier.
it called?
Yeah.
The hub for Splatoon 2. That's just it. But
Inkopolis
all in
Square.
white. Yeah, they're all Inkopolis to me. I don't know. They're all the
Well,
same.
the first one is
I'm
called
glad they're bringing
Inkopolis
back
Plaza, the
Inkopolis
second
for
one is
the
called
first game
Inkopolis
because
Square,
that's-
so I get it. Yeah.
So what is there any functional purpose to that, or it's just a
We don't
purely
really know.
cosmetic?
You can look at Callie
No.
through a window.
Yeah,
It's
it's
just
hard to say.
cosmetic.
So the entrance
It's a-
is different of the tower, and the overall structures seem a bit smaller than the actual normal plaza. But otherwise, it's really hard to tell why it's the way it is.
Hmm. Well, was that your personal highlight, Daniel? Just side order.
No, I was just going off of what we were already talking about.
Yeah, no worries.
Well, what was your personal highlight? And also out of 10, the presentation as a whole.
I mean, I was really excited by seeing Metroid Prime. I mean, I that's my first Metroid game ever.
That's a baby.
I had
Me too.
I had an N64, which famously never had a Metroid game itself. So when my GameCube died, I ended up getting was generously given another one, which was bundled with Metroid Prime. It was a Platinum GameCube. That was the first time I really was exposed to the game, and loved it ever since. So yeah, I've already 100%ed the game, and it's just so good. It's
Oh my God.
a remaster that. It's a remake. I don't even know how it sets a precedence for what they call remakes at this
I really
point.
don't like that they call it remastered either.
It undersells it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But there's that. I was really interested in Deca Police. I'm like the only one talking about that game. It
Yeah,
looks
that game
really
looks
good.
Yeah,
sick.
Deca Police
Yeah.
happened. Yeah.
Yeah.
That looks awesome.
Like,
I know nothing about this game.
It's got such a bold
I liked it
style
until
in the
it
art
looked like an
direction and the
RPG.
setting.
Yeah, it's level 5
It's
too,
got that
yeah.
funky music that's in it. It's done by Level 5 as well, which is they went
Yeah.
off on this presentation.
It is done by the
Shout
latent
out Level
developers, which is
5.
interesting because they're now developing 2 games at the same time.
Because it's like you can see like
Oh.
a mix of Ace Attorney and Layton, as well as like turn-based RPG elements in it. So yeah,
Yeah.
that's something that's on my radar for sure.
100%.
Yeah.
I like
See,
both of those.
I liked it
games.
until they started showing those turn-based RPG elements, and I'm like, yeah, okay, but I don't want to play it.
Oh.
Fair enough.
Why not?
I have enough turn-based RPGs I need to catch up on. It's like if I
Mm.
play this, it's not going to be till a long time from now.
Like what?
I'm only
What do
just
what
now
do you?
playing Persona 5, just to know where you guys.
And then
Okay. Okay.
and then I was just
Well, at least
excited
you're
to
playing.
see characters from Fire Emblem Engage because that's my jam. So
Nice.
What did you
What are you
make of?
thinking? What's your number?
Ranking.
Oh, sorry. I wanted to ask a question to Daniel. What did you make of the small snippet they showed of the story content
for
Fire Emblem?
for Fire Emblem? Yeah.
I thought you were Xenoblade because I was excited about that too. Fire Emblem, it was really a nothing thing for
Yeah.
the Xenologue. It was, I don't know, there's no spoilers in the actual main story. This is something entirely different on the side. So I'm excited to see more. Apparently you have a dragon on your team at this point with that story, but I don't really have much to comment on because we don't have any other like context for it.
Oh, all right.
So-
In that case, you can talk about Xenoblade 3 more if you want to.
We give you permission.
Oh yeah, that was that's just what I've wanted to see happen. Like it's for the Xenoblade fans, the Xenoblade Chronicles fans in particular.
It is.
For sure,
Um,
yeah.
And like it's crazy because everyone was looking at and like was that other character eerily similar to Fei Wong Long from Xenogears, and it's like if that's true, if there's any kind of relation to the Gears series, the lore is gonna get insane from here, and I'm all here for it. But yeah, the most exciting thing without all of that, the Chatosaurus Rex just came out of nowhere.
Yeah.
Nintendo heard everyone dunking on him, and they
Chatosaurus
said, "Be
Rex.
careful who you call ugly in middle school, because wow, biggest glow up I've ever seen on a Nintendo character."
Jesus.
Dual wielding like a Chad. Hell yeah.
Dual wielding, yeah.
Building Red Daddy.
He became a man.
Chatosaurus Rex.
Yeah.
Oh man, that's funny.
What's your ranking of the?
Oh yeah, don't
Out
think
of
you can
10.
escape my question, Daniel.
Oh, I don't know.
What's your number?
Everyone's talking at once. I'm sorry. I would give it like a 9 out of 10 for this direct. Really good. It was one of the better ones that I've seen in recent times. Honestly, it just had a really good pacing to it, and there was something there for everyone.
David, what'd you think of the presentation? Highs, lows. Give me a number. Don't try to avoid it, because I will hunt you
I'm
down.
gonna say this direct was 0 out of 10. No new Mario game, no Donkey Kong game, no Twilight Princess HD, no Wind
Bruh.
Waker HD.
Bruh.
Trippy Robo didn't come
Look.
back, bro. Like we don't have GameCube titles on it. So this was This was like probably the worst direct that's ever happened. I don't know why people are gassing this thing up, bro. Like I don't even know what we're talking about. It's like,
But I'm
Nintendo needs to do better. To be honest. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. But being real now, don't clip that. Don't at me. Anyway, we're gonna. This was an amazing direct.
Everyone
I will
at
say
him.
this was probably one of the best directs in a good minute. I'd give it a solid A. It was very good.
Okay.
My personal highlights had to be. Oh my goodness. My personal highlights had to be Pikmin, for sure. Pikmin looked great. I can't wait to amass my adorable little army and fight note monsters in darkness.
And also, Samba de Amigo coming back was like one of my biggest freakouts
hell yeah.
personally.
Oh,
I thought
that
he
was
was. I thought
good.
Sega just thought every other character they had was dead, other than II and Sonic. But I guess not.
Incur you.
Yeah. So I'm happy that Amigo's back after like over 10 years, I think. So that's
Good,
really cool.
good.
Yeah.
And then
The cheeky little monkey.
yeah, and then also NSO getting Game Boy Advance titles because Superstar Saga is one of the best games I've ever played.
Yes.
And also Amazing Mirror, dude.
accept it.
I'm so excited to play Amazing Mirror for the first time, 4 players. I
Yeah,
can't
you
wait
have
to
to do
not answer your
multiplayer.
calls.
So
I
good.
can't
I
wait to
gotta
just
play
be
that.
wandering in like the
Hell
mansion and you're fighting a
yeah.
boss on the top half of the map and you're like, answer the
Wow.
phone. I'm like, no. Smash
Gonna
Kirby.
play that.
Smash
It's
Kirby's in
gonna
that
be
game, dude.
Can't wait
amazing.
to play that with you guys.
Yeah,
That's
it's
gonna be
amazing.
good.
It's gonna be a great one.
Say less. Say less. Well, hey now. I noticed something that what you just said. You didn't say a number.
Oh,
said
I give it a. I will give it a 9.5 out of 10.
Okay.
Okay.
Yes, yes.
Really, that close to
Wow.
perfection?
Yes,
Wow.
Wow.
yes. I
See,
think
I
my
would've accepted
personal,
your zero
my
answer, but I knew
personal
you were
10 would have been if there was a Mario game teased at all. But yeah, 9.5 though. Everything else
Mario's only worth 0.5 points to you?
is that close to perfection.
Yeah.
Wow.
So anytime a new Mario
Okay.
trailer comes out, you're like, that's a 0.5 out of 10.
All right.
That's all it is for
Starting
me.
off with a
All
0.5.
farming
Wow.
games in Mario Odyssey 2. That was a 1 out of 10 for me.
Amazing.
Wow. Well, at least it's good to know. Next time there's a direct that starts off with Mario, David's already at a 0.5, so that's good.
Yes. Only
better than
uphill from
nothing.
there.
So it only goes up from there.
Damn.
Also, for those that were wondering, I was giggling when David started talking because he said to add him, and then like 4 of us just added him immediately after that.
Yeah,
in our
that
little
this is
server here.
this is
so.
what we call a visual joke
Yes,
for the podcasters
right.
Listening at home.
Mm-hmm.
Because this is an audio only podcast.
Just imagine there's a Discord server in front of you, and David's name is mentioned 4
Oh
times.
man, comedy.
and imagine
There you go.
and imagine that half of us here are petty.
That's right. I
That's
can hold
just
a
me.
grudge or two.
Sorry.
No, I'm just kidding. HMK, what do you think? Highs and lows, number out of 10. Don't try to escape me.
I'm not. I'm like this direct was amazing. Like I loved like every aspect. There was not a time in the direct where I was like, okay, Resident Sleep or anything like that.
Resident Sleep.
Yeah, even with the
sleep, this man.
even with the style savvy fake game, whatever, I'm like, okay, that's neat, that's really cute. Whatever, Metro Prime had me wired. Xenoblade had me,
Yeah.
like, and that was in the
Had me
beginning, like
shook.
right after Pikmin, that Xenoblade segment, because like a lot of people's talking about the DLC and whatnot. I'm also excited the fact that roguelike elements are coming to the third wave of the DLC.
Oh, yeah.
That's insane to me.
Yeah.
Right? So obviously that every other segment going into that, I really need to start playing Fire Emblem Engage because I haven't given it a shot yet. It was just
me
ending with
neither.
Tears of the Kingdom is just super, super awesome. And that trailer, I was like, not for one after that trailer. I mean, of course, I feel like that we're gonna get like more information and more trailers soon. But other than like everything, the way it flowed, how much content we got out of it, ending with Tears of the Kingdom, I give it like a 9 out of 10, honestly.
Damn. Okay. I like where
It was a good direct. Like, what?
Yeah. No, everyone seems to be really, really loving it, which is good because I think the same thing.
Like Professor Layton isn't dead. Like, oh my goodness.
That's all I needed.
Okay, well, now that we're talking about the general positive reception, I got to bring this up at least once, just because I'm complaining about it every single time, even though my community hates me for it,
$10
but
is too much.
Can you believe there are people that thought this direct was okay?
I
average.
watched a YouTube video of somebody that ironically was saying that, and I was just like,
Mid.
yeah, and they were just like
what?
skipping
No, I don't
everything.
think that. But yeah, people do think
Yeah,
that.
I saw that
Yeah, I
video
know,
of
I know.
a particular
Yeah,
person
I
said
think
it in my
that.
recommended. So yeah.
They want that reaction.
It's a
It was
good thing
literally-
Yoshiller's last, because Yoshiller can give the...
I'll explain why.
It was literally-
I think it was
Oh
bad.
boy.
But I
Well,
don't think
here
it's
we
an
go.
8 or a 9 out of 10.
It was literally
Yeah,
take what I
Yoshiller was
said
like
and
the
be
people in my
serious.
chat when I was watching. I was like,
Mid.
what the hell is wrong with you guys? Y'all are
Yoshiller's just
weird.
mad that there was no Yoshi game. We didn't get Crafter World 2 or Blue World 5.
I'm happy
or
They got
some
Yoshi's
shit.
Island as a
Mario
Mario
Kart
Kart
Yoshi
track. Were you
touch-
listening? I'm just upset Tingle wasn't in it.
Oh my
Good!
god, here comes this
Tingle
bit
is
again.
dead.
All
Don't bring him
full
back.
Circle.
Damn.
I love
That's why the
callbacks.
kingdom is crying, is because Tingle died.
Okay, I'm gonna change my
Good.
number now to
Damn.
Yoshiller
Good.
Snow and 9.
Tears of Tingle.
Man.
Okay, well, Lex, good, the highs, lows, good, yes. Wait, out of 10? Huh?
That was a lot of words just said. I'm gonna hop on your trailer's train a little bit early. I actually thought I'm gonna give this one a 8.
Oh, that's
Here's
fine.
why.
You are okay.
That's fine.
I think the first half up until the Nintendo Switch Online announcements, a lot of the games that were shown off were either, okay, that's kind of cool, I guess. A lot of them weren't really stuff that like piqued my interest at all.
Yeah.
And so I didn't really feel a lot of like it was interesting, but I didn't find a whole lot that was like, ooh, yes, I'm excited for this. I'm excited for this. Like I don't have the time or energy to go into Xenoblades. Pikmin, we've already gone through my thoughts on that, and like I haven't had the experience of that, so I don't have any attachment to it. And a lot of stuff for me was really in the back half. Once we got to the Nintendo Switch Online stuff, everything else from there, that stuff was fire. It was getting to that point where I was just kind of like, all right, this is okay.
Hey, it is all good for
Um,
things to not be completely for you, as long as you understand the impact of what those announcements are.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Because if you're just like,
And
that
that
first
is
half
the
was not for me,
thing.
therefore this is a 4, and it's like, no.
No, because I can't. Because, like, look, we got 3 Zelda games. At least 3. No. 4 Zelda game announcements in a way. Tears of the Kingdom,
yeah.
Witch Cap, Link's Awakening, and the Oracle game. So
yeah.
actually,
I was just
5.
frantically counting so
Um,
bad. I was like, what?
We got Metroid Fusion announcement coming in. We had a shadow drop of Metroid Goddamn Prime, which, wow. We got another Layton game happening. And we got a lot of other cool stuff happening with Mario Kart. And so, and again, Tears of the Kingdom, I can't rate it as horrible because Tears of the Kingdom is here. And we got a lot of cool things with Tears of the Kingdom through here. I think the back half was the stronger part. But the first half to me was just, it wasn't for me.
That's fair.
Okay. That's fair.
I have to interject really quick, Alec. I hate to do this, but I have to be out. Like I was telling you earlier that I'm like, I could probably only be here for like an hour and a half, and I'm really pushing it now, so I gotta dip.
Give a number first.
Well.
Out of 10.
I did.
You already did.
Oh, okay, you're good.
Okay.
Well,
then-
quick, give an outro. Give your outro.
yeah, give
Oh.
us our outro.
Hi, I'm HMK. Bye. Find me at HMKiller. There.
Very good.
No.
Link found in the
Serviceable,
description down
serviceable.
below.
Yeah. I'm gonna
Yeah.
send you the track tonight. So later, guys.
Yeah, you know where it is. See you later.
Bye.
See you, HMK.
Bye.
Bye, friend.
I rate HMK an 8 out of 10.
What a nice young lady.
Well,
He's gonna fight
continuing
your
in that
ass.
same vein, Sam, what did you think overall? Highs and lows. And then out of 10.
9 out of 10 for me.
Woo!
I would say it was a really good direct for me. Not 100%, 10 out of 10, but like all of the third party stuff that was shown, I was happy with. I think that what would have made it a 10 out of 10 is if there were more unexpected announcements, which I can't complain about because the announcements that they made that were not known, the reason they weren't surprising was because they were things that we've been speculating over for years, like the Prime remake and
Mhm.
Game Boy and GBA games on Switch Online. Like those were surprises technically, but it's like been on my direct bingo for 3 years at this point, both of those things. So they were like, ah, finally, instead of like, wow, I wasn't
Mhm.
expecting that. So I think it would have been 10 out of 10 if there was at least one huge unexpected surprise like Mario or Donkey Kong or a Prime 4 trailer that I wouldn't have been expecting. But either way, like the third party stuff, the fact that level 5 is like here and with multiple games and they all looked really good was enough for me to be over the moon happy. The stuff that they showed for the games that we knew, like Pikmin 4, and knowing that Advance Wars is almost here, obviously the Zelda trailer. I was expecting more Zelda, to be honest, but still happy with what we got because it just means we're going to see more Zelda between now and May.
That's true.
I'm happy.
More Zelda.
It was all good for me, and it was 40 minutes of like exactly what they said it was going to be. Games mostly releasing in the first half of the year, so there's still so much more for the rest of the year that we don't know about.
That's so true. I'm so curious what the heck is gonna even be the big holiday thing that they're gonna want to have at the end of the year.
Wind
don't
Waker
know.
and Twilight Princess HD.
I hope so. That'd be
One
really
day.
cool.
God, that'd be lovely.
Because I will
I
complain
think we're
about
getting
it
too
forever.
much Zelda with that.
Really? October?
We're getting too much. We're getting too much Zelda right now. I can't imagine they're gonna do all Zelda all this entire year.
I'm
Oh,
gonna.
well, she was saying like the holiday time.
Yeah,
you
I'm
know?
thinking like November, October, November. I mean, so I'm
still- there's
it's not a
there's
true
so much Zelda, though.
prediction, but I think that it's one of multiple possible big holiday things that they could do.
But the problem is they're also gonna try to get all the people who didn't get Tears of the Kingdom at launch to get it for the holidays.
I think they could do a dual push though.
Maybe the chances are low, but not zero. But also, when you were getting this much Zelda at once, I mean, granted, we had a dry spell last year, but like, still,
No, it's fair. There's a lot.
It's fair, but I'm
they
still
wanna
gonna
pace out the
gonna-
Zelda.
hope for it.
That's fine.
That is
Okay to be
understandable.
wrong.
I also
Um,
think that we're probably gonna end up getting Prime 2 remake later this year and then 3 next year.
I can
I
see
can see
that.
that.
Ah, man. That'd be so cool.
Because then after Prime 3, they'll probably then have more trailers for Prime 4 at that point,
More,
Yeah.
any.
and there you go.
Any trailer, yeah.
Man, this is such a minor gripe, but I hate whenever they do like a remaster of a game that I've never played before, and I'm like, I want to play it. But then like there's like 3 other games that they haven't remastered yet, but there's rumors that that's gonna happen. So I'm just sitting here waiting to play through the entirety of this franchise
I
that I've
think
never played.
this is probably a game that it's very safe to have big gaps in between playing them. So I would
Yes.
recommend starting Prime 1 now, personally.
You think so?
Yeah.
I mean, I already kind of wanted
I don't
to.
I don't
so-
think
always
there's a
a good time to-
huge value to playing all 3 like immediately one after the other. I think you're fine.
This man that already 100%ed it is like, I think you should play it.
I think you're fair. You're
mean,
okay
they're-
playing 1 now and then whenever 2 comes out, you got time. You won't
They're
forget.
very,
Yeah.
I mean, they're very short games. There's no
Yeah.
wrong time to start.
Oh,
playing
are they?
Metroid Prime. Oh yeah, I 100% in like 13 hours.
Whoa.
Well, you knew
You're
what you
supposed
were
to be able to-
doing, to be fair,
You're
but
supposed to be able
shit.
to beat it in under like 5, aren't you? Because it's a Metroid
yeah, it
game.
can be very quick.
You could beat it in, like,
Probably because
7
I
hours or
know
so.
I know Zelda Universe,
there's
like
always that-
Elias Thompson from Zelda Universe has already played through a bunch of them
Oh,
already.
God, there's always that thing with Metroid in which if you're going for 100% completion, you always don't have any idea where the last 2 or 3 expansions are, and you're like, oh God, I gotta scour this entire map trying to find these minute.
Something very strange.
Daniel, I think you're
What
good.
just
Your
happened?
phone just-
That was awesome.
Holy moly.
Do that again.
What
Did you just
happened?
explode? I don't know what happened.
Oh no, what's happening?
Oh.
Okay, you're good now.
You
Okay.
sounded like
he's
your
back,
kitchen blew
okay.
up. And I was like, yo, that sounded awesome. You were like, and that's
My,
why I think.
Yeah.
This microphone is not kind with
I'm
me.
glad
I don't know
you're
if I'm
okay.
doing
That
this
sounded
now. I hope it doesn't
awesome.
turn out bad in the recording.
I hope that ends up
You
in
sound
the
good
recording.
now.
Yeah, you're fine.
Don't worry about
You
it.
sound good now.
Someone else go.
Anyway,
I-
what were you saying?
Continue
Or
your
explode
thought.
again. It wasn't important.
Okay. Well,
Play Metroid Prime
Um,
1 is
well,
what
I
we're
will
saying.
play Metroid Prime 1 at my earliest convenience, probably over the summer or something.
That's fair.
Because I really do want to play, and it's no joke. I've been wanting to for years, so this is a good time to hop into it. ToonTris. That's right.
Yeah.
Calling you by your first and last name.
First name too.
What did you think overall? Highs and lows out of 10?
So I'll start with the out of 10. I debated on this for a little while between an 8 and a 9. I'm gonna go 9 out of 10 because even though, even when there were games in here that I felt weren't for me, I knew some people were really, really excited about them. And like for example, like I was hyped for Pitman 4, even though I'm still in the middle of Pitman 2. I've not reached Pitman 3 yet, so I know I'll get to it eventually. But dang, that looks good. Or like
Yeah.
Metroid Prime Remastered, I'm so excited about that because I finally get to play it. But it's not something I've played, so I don't have the same level of excitement as someone who's been waiting for this the whole time. So there were so many fantastic announcements here that even the ones that I wasn't super excited about, I know there was people like jumping out of their chairs with excitement for some of these things. And I can't ignore that. On top of some incredible things that I loved here, like getting Game Boy and Game Boy Advance games right after the Direct ended, and getting a look at what might be one of my new favorite Mario Kart courses all of a sudden. Like that beautiful new course, getting that shown here, and the love for the Yoshi's Island series in that one course was not what I expected to see. The Zelda trailer, fantastic. So definitely some great things here that even if the lows for me might be like, oh, well, I don't really play Fire Emblem, so I didn't really care for the DLC for it. Or Splatoon 3's Wave 1 DLC just looks really pointless.
I guess that's where my 0.5 lower score comes from.
Exactly.
Bruh.
Like the lows didn't stand out that much to me because there were so many other highs or things that I knew were highs for others. Like shout out to Ghost Trick. I can finally play that soon.
Oh, I'm
yeah,
so
what the heck?
excited about that.
Yeah.
Okay, Ghost
And I
Trick
mean,
looks
shout out
kinda
to
sick.
DS
I'm looking
games
forward
in
to that.
general. You
Yeah.
got Etrian Odyssey coming.
That's true. Yeah.
Oh, I'm so excited.
No, it's
Holy
great.
moly.
So that's why it's 9 out of 10 to me. Like this felt like one of the strongest directs we've had in a very long time.
Well, I like it. Yeah, that's good. That's good. I kind of feel the same way. I was not expecting Ghost Trick at all. I've never played it, but I
Ooh, do
know
it,
that
yeah.
it's like one of those cult classic-y
It looks
kind
fun.
of titles,
Yep.
and what they showed off in the direct actually looks really cool.
It does. It
So-
does. I'm with
It
you.
also features the best
Wait.
dog in gaming, Missile.
Yeah,
Well, it's
missile. Yeah.
When does that game come out?
I think they said the summer.
Summer. Okay. Cool. Well, I guess we won't have to wait that long to do that, or to play it. I mean, it's only. Oh my God! It's like mid-February already. Ew.
Hate it.
Ew.
What is time?
I know, seriously. And Yoshiller, what'd you think?
What are you like
Come
disappointed
on.
that I'm in your
Come
podcast
on,
group now?
you've already told me, but fill in everyone else.
I tend to grade Nintendo Direct presentations based on both the quality and the quantity of reveals and the pacing. And to put things into perspective, like a perfect Nintendo Direct to me was probably the one they had back in March 2018. Most famous for the fact that like Smash Ultimate was in it, but that one also had Crash Bandicoot and Undertale and Splatoon Octo expansion reveal. Like that had a lot of stuff in it when you go back and look at it. So that's why I grade that one so highly. So this one, the quality of the reveals I feel is quite good, and the issue I take with it though is that a lot of the stuff that was shown here, we knew about a lot of it, or at least we knew about the major ones beforehand. So like we knew Pikmin 4 and Zelda were going to be here. Like I don't think it's fair to give a Nintendo Direct a 10 out of 10 score or a 9 out of 10 score just because there's a Zelda trailer at the end. Like that's a good trailer. I'm not going to deny that. But I don't give extra points just because you repeated what you did last time. You know what I mean? Like I give you points when you mix it
yeah.
up a bit. So
That's fair.
in that regard, I probably give I don't like doing half or 0.1s or whatever. I'd rather do whole numbers. So it's probably a 7 or an 8. But also kind of tying into what Alex said, like, yeah, the second half of the Direct did feel more solid than the first half.
Mm-hmm.
That isn't to say that, like, oh, it's just because it was games I wasn't interested in. Oh, no, there were games in the second half I wasn't interested in as well. But when I think about, like, the pacing and the quality of the reveals, like, the second half, literally, hey, look, Professor Layton's just walking. Great. End of trailer. Next, Etrian Odyssey collection. I don't play Etrian Odyssey, but I know that's a big deal. Cool. Next. Oh, we're just going to randomly drop Metroid Prime. The issue I have with that, even though that's a big reveal, the pacing kind of slowed down with that because they showed like the 2-3 minute long trailer and then they still talked about it afterward. You know what I mean? So I think ultimately a 7 or an 8 is a fair score. Definitely a good Nintendo presentation, but one of their best. I don't know if I can go that high, but maybe if I look back at all the other Nintendo presentations, I'd be like, yeah, this probably is like in the top 5. But right now, I just think like the 2018 one is where the bar is set for a 10 out of 10. That's all.
Okay.
Fair enough.
That actually wasn't as bad as I thought you were gonna rate it.
No, it's not like I disliked it. It's just a matter of like I'm not gonna overpraise something because it showed exactly what I thought it was gonna show. You know, that's all.
Yeah, that makes sense. That's fair. Well, let me pull up my notes here because I think that's about it. I think we've reached the end of this discussion now. Isn't that crazy?
Whoa.
Look at
Wow.
us being here
Wow.
for a
Beefy
total
boy.
of.
It only took.
Damn.
How long was that?
My recording is going for 2.5
like
hours.
Yeah, it
3
only
hours.
took 2.5
Yeah.
hours.
I mean, we
Yeah.
also started like 45 minutes late.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
it.
Well, thanks. I'm just kidding. Anyways, thank you guys so much for joining me today for this month's episode. I very, very much appreciate you. Excuse me. I had to do my best. I'm going to do my best to make sure that this podcast is run on a monthly basis and gets regularly updated over on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. That way you can listen to these discussions in whichever way you prefer. Anyway, we're pretty much at the end of the here. Before we go, I wanted to take a second, go around the table one last time, and give each of you 5 seconds to tell us about yourself and where our listeners can find you on the internet, starting with you, Don.
You can find me on Twitter at Nintendaan. That's NANTNDAAN. Same goes for Twitch and some other stuff. And I also do some stuff on, for example, GameXplain and some other places. But usually links for that is on Twitter.
Sweet. Daniel.
Hi, my name is Daniel, and I do freelance graphic design. I'm the art director and content contributor for Good Vibes Gaming on YouTube. I also do Twitch as well, at Official GVG with my friend Brandon a couple times a week.
Yeah. I also sometimes make an appearance on you guys' arcades for like Twitch streams and stuff. So you've probably heard this man's voice before if you're listening to this right now.
I'm glad we could, a few of us on this podcast could follow up on our predictions discussion we had last week.
Oh my God.
That ghost trick,
Right.
man.
It was like a whole screaming match. It's like predictions cast was so funny.
yeah, it was great.
It was mostly between me and Yoshiller, but you know, that's just how it goes, I guess.
I had one or two of my friends send me a text message saying that they watched the podcast and they're like, Yoshiller, if even half your predictions come right, I will take you out to dinner. And I was like, all right.
All right, sick. And then they did it, but at least you guys are still
I got
friends.
a couple of things right, but not half the things I said.
Yeah. It's okay, Yoshiller. I'll take you out to dinner for PAX East.
Really? You do
Yeah,
that?
yeah. Why not?
That's nice. Too
Oh,
bad
man,
I don't
wanna
like
go to PAX
food.
East.
But yeah, I'll go
I thought
out
you
to
were
dinner.
gonna say me. I was gonna be like, wow.
Too bad I don't like you, Alex.
Too bad we don't get along.
Yeah, Jesus. Oh my
I'd like
goodness.
to
Have
sit back down
shouting
going packs.
matches at dinner.
We're gonna be like, I told you, Yoshiller, that Nintendo was gonna be at PAX, and what happened? Here they are.
I'm telling
Wow.
you, it would have been better if they called it Fire Emblem Tree Houses instead of Fire Emblem Tree Houses. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, that's okay. Anyway, David.
Hey, what's up, people? My name is David. I'm the head of content over at RDW on both YouTube and Twitch. I geeky nerdy dude who loves pop culture, gaming, anime, travel. I'm gonna be going to PAX in 2023, so I'm gonna be hanging out with all these awesome people here, and I'm also gonna be on the panel over there. And I'm also streaming on Twitch every once in a while, playing a whole bunch of different games. I like interviewing people, doing podcasts and other things on YouTube. Yes.
You know, I don't think I've ever asked you, but what does the RDW mean in your username?
You know what? That's classified.
Is it a secret?
Classified.
He has no idea.
Oh,
Shut up, Daniel!
I don't know. Okay, well, just like the stuff, it will remain a mystery.
What is
Lex,
all that
how about you?
stuff?
You are not allowed to ask that question. Lex, let us know. Where can we find you?
Sure. Hi, my name is Lex. I go by that Lex Plays pretty much most places on the internet. I'm the media director for Zelda Universe. I am also a performance artist and digital media producer for all sorts of things. And yeah, you can find me pretty much at that Lex Plays most places at this point. And you'll be hearing me scream about Tears of the Kingdom for the next 3 months.
Hell yeah.
Nice. Hey, since you're a
So-
performance artist, could you ever bring to a reality the dance that they do in Clocktown in Majora's Mask? Could you ever interpret that into a real life dance?
You could just do the dance.
Do you mean the Kamaro dance?
Yeah.
Marilyn Mask?
I've literally done it for a Zelda Universe video.
Oh,
that
no
I did,
way.
Like,
I had no
6
prior
years
knowledge of
ago.
this. Wow.
Amazing.
That's crazy.
Wow, wild.
I'm so glad that you're here to share it with all of us.
I can't tell if you're being legit with that or
No,
if
you've
you're just
sent- you've sent it to me,
hamming
it's
it
great.
up. Yeah.
I know Sam has done it on stream before.
Yeah, I have. Not, it's,
I'm so upset by that.
I mean, I'm sure mine
Damn.
looked much less
looks-
graceful. I was probably kicking things in my room. You need a lot of space
Yeah,
for
someone
that dance.
someone find the clip.
But I have.
Find the clip and then someone splice it with my version and Sam's
Oh,
version.
Mine'll look so bad in comparison. But go ahead.
I'll green
Do
like
it.
we'll green screen you in the background of the other video.
Oh, you can
and
make it
it'll
look like we're
you guys did a duet.
together. Cute.
Yeah,
Oh,
I
there you
know.
go.
I like
What
it.
can I say? we're video editors. We have magic at our fingertips.
I
Um,
highly doubt anyone would be able to find my clip. But good luck.
Oh, that's a Are you challenging me?
All right, internet.
I will go
All right,
find
internet.
this
Let's
I
here.
go.
highly
Actually-
doubt it.
While
Don't do
you
it
give
now. Don't
while
do
you
it
give
now.
your outro, Sam, and everyone else does it, I'm gonna go look.
To be clear, I don't even remember when it was. I have no idea what game I was playing or what year. I have
Don't
no
worry,
idea.
don't worry. I'll
Okay.
figure it out.
Anyway, I'm Nintendo Fangirl or Sam, and I am a Nintendo YouTuber, and I have a Twitch, which is also not Nintendo Fangirl. It's NinFangirl.
Yes.
Was that good?
Because someone stole it
Yeah.
from you.
But everywhere else, I'm Nintendo Fangirl for the most part.
Can you go online and like see this person's page? Do they use it at all?
Well, it's this whole thing. Like, remember when Justin TV was a thing, and then Twitch bought it? So I had Nintendo Fangirl on Justin TV, and then Twitch bought it, and I had no way to access that account for some reason. So I had to wait until it unlocked that username because it wasn't in use because it was my account,
Okay.
but I just couldn't get into it. And then finally Twitch unlocked it, and I missed it by like a week. Somebody took it between it getting unlocked and
Oh.
Yeah.
so hate that for me, but it is what it is.
Yeah, no, that's terrible. I have the same thing happen to me on Twitter, but I'm giggling because I found one.
No, really?
Yeah.
No
yeah.
way.
That
Check this out.
fast.
Check this out. Hold on.
How?
Can we keep going through all this because this is getting very long?
Yeah. That's fine. You can keep going, Tris. Well, you can carry us out. We'll watch this after.
Sure. All right, I'll go now. Ahoy, I'm Tris.
Okay.
You can find me over on Twitter at ToonTris, or most of the time making content over on GameXplain.
GameXplain. So when is that analysis coming out?
Part 1 already came out. By the time this goes up, part 2 will probably be out, and I'm probably still gonna be in process of part 3. It
Oh
should be
my
3
Wow.
parts. Should be
How
3
long?
parts.
How long are each of the parts?
Part 1 was 10.5 minutes. Part 2 is obviously don't quote me, 'cause I only have the script done currently.
Yeah.
But it's looking like it'll be around 15 minutes.
Okay,
Uh,
so it's not
Gee.
3 1-hour parts.
No.
It's-
Thankfully,
Okay.
yeah. Thankfully not. Tried to go for something faster than my September analysis, where it was like 40 something minutes.
Yes.
It took me like a
Yes.
week to put together.
Yeah, it reminds me. I will have also an analysis on the Splatoon 3 DLC up around
that's
when it
right.
comes up. Yeah,
Oh, nice.
should be about 10 minutes.
10 minutes. That's not bad.
Exciting.
Yeah.
All right, Yoshiller, round us out, man.
All right.
As you always do.
Humans, I'm Yoshiller. I do videos on my channel almost every single day, and you might have seen my editing work on such channels like The Completionist, Chugga Conroy, Arlo, Source Gaming, Wolf Glick, and a variety of other channels. But otherwise, I do daily content on my channel. If you want to check out my stuff, my channel is youtube.com/Yoshiller. My Twitter account is twitter.com/RealYoshiller.
I've seen your editing on
shit,
your
dude.
channel.
Thanks.
You forgot to
man.
include your name.
I'm Yoshiller.
Yoshiller has
I
Yoshiller
heard the
has
Yoshiller
two
fella
speeds.
edits real good.
He's okay.
He's a good dude.
Yoshiller has 2 speeds. He either talks like a radio host and all this, and then he sounds like the goddamn Micro Machines guy. Oh my god!
It's my favorite bit.
You're-
Thank you.
Yeah.
And I'm never prepared for it.
Well, with that concludes our discussion. So once again, if you're still watching or listening, thank you for making it this far and tuning in for this beefy episode. And I look forward to hearing you guys' thoughts in the comments below. We'll be back next Actually, we'll be back later this month for more discussion. But for now, there's only one thing left to say before we take off, and that is, of course, as always, I'm alecandstuff, and I will see you all again real soon. Go check us out at PAX next month. It's going to be a fun time. And like I said earlier, some of us in this cast will be there to say hi in person. So anyway, that's it. Bye! Woo!